Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is Book 7. The Crown of Swords. It's the Nerdy Wordy, the book, the club.
Yep, nailed it. Professional.
That is right. Welcome back to the only podcast that talks about the Wheel of Time.
The only one that exists.
Nobody else does, but we do.
And we're the most professional at it. We definitely didn't forget how to do any of this.
I feel like that was a pretty typical intro for us.
You know what it was? You're right. Yep. I don't know what that says about us, but cool.
We used to, for those of you who did not watch the first 30, I don't know how many of these we've done, we used to start with Clarus pretending that she hadn't finished the reading until the show started. Mm-hmm. And we did that like every episode, and then we did that joke for, like, it wasn't funny. It was maybe funny the first time we did it. And it was never funny after that, but we just kept doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have any ideas for how to start the show, we want to take ideas.
Yeah.
Drop them in the Discord. Tell us how you want us to begin a book club, and we'll maybe take some of those ideas.
But keep it, 60 seconds or less.
Yeah. Or if someone wants to write, like, a book club song.
A theme song?
Yeah, because right now we just use the Nerdy Wordy Book Club. But if someone wants to write, like, the Nerdy Wordy Book Club theme song, send those to us. We have to start today by thanking Methany for that super duper chat.
Methany!
No need to read this out. I probably can't make it today, so here's my contribution. Have fun. Methany, you already made it today.
You made it.
You had to make it in order to drop that, so.
You did it. You did the thing.
And we have some nargs. Blue,
welcome back.
a 9-month narg, and Sex Monkey, an 8-month narg.
Let's freaking go.
Thank you so much for being here, friends.
We appreciate it. We missed you guys. Mm-hmm. It was weird. I was like, oh, no book club. Okay.
Nim says, that was a joke. I thought it was a neat intro. I thought so too, but I thought it would be like funnier than it was, and it was never funny. It was the problem. Was in my head it was like it was funny. It just
it's hard to tell how things land online.
Yeah.
You know?
The other problem with it was that I was always just like off camera here, and then we would have to like mute everything, and I would have to get my chair in during the 10 seconds of the song.
It was like a whole shuffle I wish we had a like behind the scenes video of what that looked like.
Yeah. It was because their carpet is here. It was a lot, you guys. It was a lot
don't
of
worry
like
about it.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah. But we're going to come up with something new as we get into the second half, because we're in book 7. We're like heading towards the second half of our reading.
Yes. I was like, math.
I think technically in book-wise, it's going to be halfway through book 8 that we're halfway through the books in terms of like book numbers. But in terms of word numbers, we're over halfway.
Already halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. So
those of you who have joined us for the first half of the Wheel of Time, thank you so much. Stick around. We're going to do all of it. I promise. Before we get into the A Crown of Swords book, though, I gotta say, wow, I'm rough today.
Drink your coffee.
This podcast is brought to you by Audible.
What?
Yeah, Audible is a online service that allows you to sign up and be a member so that you can actually afford audiobooks. Because audiobooks, when Audible first reached out and was like, hey, let's do this thing, I was like, why don't people just buy audiobooks? And so I Googled audiobooks, and they're like $75. They're like, you can buy a book for like $9, but an audiobook is like $75.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But if you go to Audible, you can basically be on like a monthly service plan where you get a free audiobook credit every month. If you sign up using audibletrial.com/nerdynightly, you get your first month, your first book free. That's on me.
Yeah.
I'm spotting you an audiobook.
This guy right here.
And those books are like 50 hours long. Like, that's like a full-time job. So one a month is going to be a lot.
Yeah, we used our credit this month to buy The Silmarillion.
Which was a mistake.
What? Yeah.
It was a mistake.
Hard. There's a lot of names in there, and my brain... Kevin, thank you for that super duper
Kevin Peters,
chat.
Thank you so much.
Let's freaking go. But this is brought to you by Audible, a series of coding that puts the sounds of other people into your brain.
Yes. The Silmarillion's a good book. I don't want people to think that that's the mistake.
No,
the mistake
no.
is that I haven't read the Silmarillion in 10 years, and trying to remember what things are when I haven't seen the words and
Yes.
their nonsense words is hard.
Yes, we're both more visual than auditory, I think is the right word, learners. I think like the names of the people, if I don't, and the gods and stuff, if I can't see them in front of my face, I don't remember a single name. I know the general story and like what's happening and that kind of thing. Cannot remember names.
Y'all, I have a hard enough time when I'm looking at them. And I'm like, oh, they're in Salad Bar.
Yeah.
Cool.
Salad Bar, that's
who
the
was
one.
Josh?
It's
like Jahar Nishima or something like that.
Yeah, and you were like, it's Josh.
It's Josh. But yeah, go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly. They have over 100 and something, there's like hundreds of thousands of audiobooks. You can go over there, get a free one on us. And thank you to Audible for working with us at the Nerdy Wordy Book Club.
Yeah.
This podcast makes sense for them to sponsor. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes sense. Us working with Audible, it just makes sense. Father Jerusalem, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Obviously, the theme song should be 50 cents in the club. Nothing says hardcore rap like 2 white set Canadians reading fantasy books. That's funny because we're actually from Calgary. And there's the song in the Dome, which is the...
Chillin' with Jerome, got my eye on the cup, baby, we gonna bring it home. I don't know hockey at all,
but
that song, for some reason, is like, if you lived in Calgary, it's like burned into your blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, that brought out a 12-year-old nerdy in a way that I did not expect.
Oh my god. We also joked that if we ever did rap, my rapper name would be Lil Roos.
Lil Roos!
Yeah, maybe one day.
Marisa brings up hashtag justice for Ken. I think that's a good time for us to transition back to talking about the Wheel of Time. Because the last place we left off, which was a while ago, sorry, we had to go to Disney and be all cute and have fun.
Sorry.
The last time we left off, we were in Dumai's Wells, just kind of living with the aftermath of destruction.
I mean,
and
we got
chaos
to
and
experience it.
Yeah, it was fun.
And then figuring out what happened afterwards. And I did not expect this book to go back from a different perspective.
This is the first time we've done this, right?
I believe so.
I don't know that we've had a book go back through someone's POV into the epilogue of the previous book before.
The epilogue? Well, no, the final chapter.
Both.
Yeah,
because the final chapter of our reading, chapter 8, did go back. It was Egwene's perspective of the epilogue.
Breezy wants to know if we got the lightsaber. Do you want to?
Oh, yeah, we did. Is it close by? Yeah.
It is right there. Y'all, we did, in fact...
we would like to thank the members of the book club who went ham
and sponsored this lightsaber.
Thank you for sponsoring Calcastus's double-sided blade.
Yeah, because
isn't it beautiful?
Gonna do a cosplay, so thank you. It's beautiful. Although I had to get the shorter blades because otherwise that thing would be taller than I am.
Well, no, we already have the taller ones. We have both. We have 2.
Oh,
of both.
that's true. We already we don't need those.
So yeah, it was interesting to start this book. But the epilogue of this book was particularly interesting, right? Or not the epilogue, the prologue. Shall we start there?
Yes. Prologue.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nerdy Wordy Book Club. We are 16 minutes in, and we're starting the show. Typical.
Nobody's surprised.
No, 9 minutes in. 9 minutes in.
Yeah.
Not that bad. The prologue of A Crown of Swords begins with a little old lady.
Wow.
Little old lady.
I don't think she would appreciate that.
She can't be that old because she has chosen to live at the tippy top of the tower, which seems like, not the best choice, but...
I mean, those stairs are gonna wreak havoc on your knees, but, hey, the exercise is good, so, yeah.
So we start with Aleda, the Amerlin seat of the White Tower, with her striped stole and her shitty opinions and terrible attitude and just remarkable failure of a human being. She's looking out of a window from the tippy top of the giant dick that rests just north of North Harbor. And she's looking at the many, many people she's employed to build another tall tower for the sole purpose of, I don't know, building it.
She doesn't like men, but she definitely likes shafts. So I don't know. It's this weird, like, I feel like Aleda is confused. Bobsy, thank you for that super chat. Welcome on in.
I hate you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, she's like, you know what? I gonna have a bigger palace than everybody else. And I was like, okay.
Bobsy
right.
says, 2 things I've been waiting for today. Nerdy Nightly and Alice in Chains, Breaking Benjamin and Bush. I
don't know it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know what those things are.
I think those are bands, aren't they?
I'm very excited for you. Bands?
I think, isn't Alice in Chains a band?
I have no idea.
So Aleda was like, look, if all of these men in this series are going to have well-turned calves, I want well-turned calves as well. And so I'm going to force myself to do the stairs.
She does the Stairmaster every day. Yeah.
Well, they don't have a Stairmaster in these times, right?
Right.
And so Aleda's just trying to get her steps in. Yeah.
Stairs, right.
Look, Aleda is about physical fitness, and that I can support.
Yeah, her Apple Watch is just, like, bothering her, and she's like, all right, fine. I'll do it.
Aleda's Apple Watch never has to tell her to stand.
No.
She stands up for at least a minute every hour.
All right. Aleda is the worst. I feel like we already knew that, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was established. But this chapter, oh my god, she's not only the worst, but she's so cocky and self-assured and
wasteful. What's so surprising to me about it is how wasteful she is in a time when it's already so hard on everybody.
Yeah.
Like, she, obviously the weather will eventually get fixed, but until it does, millions of people are going to die.
Yeah.
Like, the kind of famine that this kind of weather will create for Randland is going to kill at least hundreds of thousands of people.
At least 7.
Right.
At least.
Yeah. At least 7. What a tragedy that 7 people die after Dumai's Wells, where... But, yeah, it's just... the weird thing that this moment reminded me of was actually all of the jokes about Barack Obama getting the Nobel Peace Prize just for being elected. When he hadn't really, like, done anything yet. He had just, like, been elected president.
Right.
And, obviously, the idea of Barack Obama winning a Nobel Peace Prize now is kind of hilarious, given how many drone strikes he authorized. But I'm not necessarily sure that's a man I would give a peace prize to. And suddenly all of our American viewership are like...
Yeah, okay, all right.
But...
not everyone is perfect.
Look, I don't think he was the worst person ever. I just maybe wouldn't give him a peace prize.
It is interesting. Mm-hmm.
But it just reminded me of that because you're like, I'm raised Amerlin, and so I immediately deserve a palace. And I was like, I don't know, maybe do something first. Maybe earn it.
She's like, I'm going to go down as the greatest Amerlin seat in the history of Amerlin seats. And you're like, you've been there for like 5 minutes. Like, I would chill out a little bit, right? Like, earn it, and she's not. The most that she's done is sent people to successfully capture Rand, right? She believes that Rand has been the ring is in the bull's nose and all of that. Perry Wolf, thank you for that super chat.
Perry Wolf, I'm amazed Aleda doesn't have 2 Aes Sedai powering a platform elevator every day.
Yeah, honestly.
That is very funny.
I could absolutely see
I could see her doing it too, just being like...
Yeah. I mean, it's just air, right? I'm sure it's air weeks.
I want an Aes Sedai powered theme park. That's how they raise money to build Aleda's spire, is you go and there are rides, but it's just like women with the one power like whipping you around on like a Ferris wheel.
Oh my god. You know how like royalty and everything, they throw parties to like distract the people from their starvation? Yeah, they build an amusement park.
Yeah. The Aes Sedai, it's like the Aes Sedai world. I think this is just because we were just in Disney World, but like think of how cool the rides could be if you had magic involved.
Here's the thing, I feel like everyone are terrified of Aes Sedai. I don't know if anyone would ride those.
I know, but people are terrified of the Tower of Terror, and we still went on it. You know what I mean? Because it's rad. Don't change Disney. Please don't change the Tower of Terror in Disney World. I understand. The Guardians one at Disneyland is so much fun.
It's great, yeah.
But like the OG the Twilight Zone. It's so good. Don't change the Tower of Terror at Disney World. It just don't mess with it. I love it so much.
Mm-hmm. It's how like the novices learn to like build up their strength.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you don't make you don't make raised Aes Sedai do it.
Yeah.
Much like you don't allow adults to run carny rides. You have 15-year-olds who have no idea what they're doing.
Exactly.
Put in the charge of the safety of adult people.
Yeah, because it's like a minimum wage job outside in the sun all day.
So Aleda is reading a little piece of paper, and she's stoked because it says that the nose ring is in the bull or some shit.
Yes.
The ring is in the bull's nose.
Yeah.
Because the way that people speak in code in Randland is by it barely being a code.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone else read that, if you didn't know that the Aes Sedai had been sent, I'm assuming like you wouldn't know what that means.
No, but you would read it and go, why the fuck are the Aes Sedai writing such a weird thing to each other?
I guess.
If you
and
wanna,
then you try to figure it out.
If you want to write good code, make it be something that seems like something someone would actually write somebody, rather than writing code that says, this is a code for something.
Yes. Yeah.
When the Secret Service goes, the eagle is in the nest, everyone knows what it means. It's just like tradition. But like, if I got that piece of paper, I'd be like, oh, okay, so they're up to some shady shit because they're writing weird shit to each other.
The Aes Sedai shady? What?
I know, but it's like right that they found a stockroom full of bananas in the south part of Tarvalon, right? And you're like, that's like a thing that the White Tower might need to know. Yeah. So like it's innocuous enough that someone who reads it wouldn't immediately go, oh, hey, this is a secret message.
It's a secret. I guess that's a good point. I honestly never thought about that. Because I was like, how would they figure it out anyways? But
it's not about figuring out. I don't think that you would read that and be like, oh, they have Rand kidnapped.
No,
I'm saying that you would read that and be like, this is such a nonsense thing for someone to
stuff going on.
Send by carrier pigeon that they're up to shit.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. One of the most. It actually starts in this section, but one of the coolest things about this section of the book is it introduces the idea that the Aes Sedai and the history of the Emerald Seed actually have a lot of shady shit that's not recorded.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Which
Because of course they do.
Oh, of course they do. Like, it makes total sense. And I hope that we get more of that as opposed to just, like, referring to it. Did anyone ever write, like, a Silmarillion for the Wheel of Time? Like, stuff that's, like, mentioned but, like, we don't know about? Is that a thing?
Can you imagine how dense that would be?
Oh,
it would just be a description of how fashions changed in different countries over time.
Yes, and how big women's breasts were, depending on where they were born.
In the first stage, women had smaller breasts and therefore struggled to fold their arms underneath them. But as food became more plentiful and women's breasts grew larger, many women could shove their arms under their breasts when they sighed, and Robert Jordan was happy.
Oh my god. Yeah, that would be like the opening lines.
The creator, upon bringing man into the world, realized his mistake of not giving women large Humba Boombas, and so over time he changed that he might look down and see them fold their arms neath thy large jiggly curtains. And he was pleased.
Wow. You started off so strong there. Well done.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, so there is a book with bad art that does have some history stuff.
Oh, the big white book of bad art. Yeah.
I wonder if, because I believe New Spring is a prequel about Moraine, or at least Moraine features prominently in it.
Okay.
I wonder if that's the kind of stuff that would be in, like, the prequel book. You know? Maybe. I feel like it's probably, like, earlier than that in, like, the timeline, but...
Father Jerusalem, thank you for that super chat. They said, if you're going to write code, the only applicable one is up, up, down, down, left, right, be a start.
Is that, like, a Ocarina of Time song? What?
Are you... Please tell me you're trolling.
Yeah, I totally know what that means.
I think I have to get divorced.
Why?
This is almost as bad as you not knowing who Glenn Close was.
Okay. Whatever.
Wow.
I don't know what Konami code is.
We are all aware that you don't know what the Konami code is. Wow. You are of the age. You should know this.
I literally have no idea what any of this is in reference to. I don't know what Konami is.
The Konami.
Konami. Someone said
it is Konami. The Konami code is the most famous cheat of all time in video
I thought
games.
that was Motherload.
No, the Konami code is the most famous cheat code in all of video games. It is one of the foundational things of video gamers everywhere is the Konami code. I don't think you're allowed to stream on Twitch anymore. I'm pretty sure you have to deactivate your Twitch account.
Hey, I played RuneScape, all right? Leave me alone.
I know, you should know what Konami code is.
Is it in RuneScape?
Yes.
It is?
I guarantee you there's a reference to it somewhere in RuneScape.
Well, I also never did any of the lore or quest stuff in RuneScape, so.
Wow.
Cool.
Clarus isn't a cheater, that's why. Fair.
Thank you.
Wow. I learn so much about you every day, babe. So Aleda, she gets this message, and then she turns around, and Alviarin's there, and Alviarin is the worst.
They both are awful.
Yeah, but Alviarin is intentionally the worst. So, and this is what I want to get into between these two ladies. I love Aleda after this. I want to say that really clearly. As a character.
Her. Yeah.
I don't hate her.
I mean, she's a terrible person.
Yes, but I understand why, and I pity her more than I hate her. So this chapter, or this section of this chapter, we're still in the first point of view.
Yeah.
This point of view of Aleda allows us the first chance to really experience her foretelling.
Yes.
And what it did for me was really quickly go from going, why is Aleda so stupid, to, oh, Aleda is a character who genuinely believes that she has been given prescience so that she can win Tarmangaden, right? She sees herself, because she literally sees the future, as being necessary to the plan.
Yeah.
And she does believe that she's doing what is right by all of humanity. She's doing it with ego, and she's doing it with a self-centeredness that is unhealthy.
Yeah.
But how could you not when you are raised with that power?
The best part of it, though, is that she is aware enough to be past foretellers have misinterpreted and taken this the wrong way, but not me. No, never me. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I found that to be the most interesting part of her character. Is that she knows the consequences of messing this up, and yet still able somehow to mess it up. Glenn Peterson, thank you for that super
Glenn
chat.
Peterson, my first exposure to the Konami code was in the game Ninja Gaiden. Yes, absolutely, on the original NES. It's pretty close to the founding age of the code. Yeah.
I didn't have an NES, so.
We need to move on. I'm just going to be disappointed in you all day. So Aleda... Aleda just became so much more fascinating to me, though, upon this realization that she is not evil. She genuinely thinks that she can stop evil. She's wrong, right? She's using her foretelling in a flawed way. But if I grew up with the ability to see the future, I think that I would eventually be a bad person.
Well, and if you have that impression, the words that are coming out of your mouth, you don't understand them, but you know that they are so right. You have this feeling, and I've never experienced that. I don't know what that means, but I can't imagine the weight of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that pressure, especially among the Aes Sedai, to be okay, well, you need to figure that out.
But
right?
And it gets to a similar conversation we had with Mazrim Taim, when Mazrim Taim was talking to Rand when he first got to Camelin, and he was like, why wouldn't I have believed that I was the Dragon Reborn? I had all this power. I could do all of these things. Of course I believed I was the Dragon Reborn.
Yeah.
And you understand him in that moment. He doesn't come across as evil or mean-spirited. It is just the prophecies told me that I was supposed to do these things.
Yeah.
And now that I see you, I get it. You're the Dragon Reborn. I'll follow you.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not going to apologize for what I did because how was I supposed to know?
Yeah. If you guys missed it, we did guest on the Will Reads podcast on Tuesday. And, we talked about Logain.
Yeah.
And the moment that he sees Rand, because that was part of the chapters that it was related to the chapters that we discussed anyways. So you should definitely go watch that episode over there.
We had a great conversation over on the Will Reads. If you want to wait for the podcast version, that is going to drop next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to listen to it now, it's on YouTube. It's live. You can go watch that over on their YouTube channel. But yeah, no, I found I like Aleda a lot now as a character, and I hope to spend more time with her, actually.
Yep.
Because I want to see her downfall because she's wrong.
Yeah.
But I want to experience her experiencing her downfall because I think that will be fascinating.
Yes. Glenn Peterson, thank you for another super chat.
Aleda in this book feels like the theme of Fargo, the banality of evil.
Oh, I haven't seen Fargo. I'm sorry.
I know. But Alviarin basically like pokes her and prods her, and we know Alviarin is literally like devil incarnate.
But the best part is she's not even like doing anything. The fact that she just doesn't react just has Aleda like seething.
No, the way that she's responding and she's setting Aleda up, she's doing so much.
She knows what she's doing, absolutely. But but Aleda is taking every single moment and being like, oh God. Like she's so upset about everything. Even when Alviarin reacts or does not react or says something or doesn't say something, like I'm like, Jesus Christ.
No, I get it. I get it 100%. It's because this is I am this way with some people. Where it builds
everything
up.
You do.
Yeah, it's not the first time they've talked, right? Mm-hmm. And so it builds up to a point where you are so frustrated with them as a person that you literally can't tolerate any of their behavior, even if it's innocuous, because you just can't stand. She's at the point where she just can't stand Alviarin so much that no matter what Alviarin does at this point, she's over it.
Well, and it all started with the fact that, like, traditionally the Keeper should be a red, but she couldn't have been because Aleda did not have the ability to get where she was without Alviarin, and that just like eats away at her, you know?
Funny enough, she couldn't get there without the Black Aja.
Yeah.
Which
is
says a lot about your rule.
Yep.
She doesn't know yet, but she will soon.
But we're going to talk about the foretelling?
Yes. So Aleda breaks her little figurine. She gets upset about it.
She's like, oh yeah, this thing was hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
Darn.
I would love if all of the figurines in her box were Angreals for men, and she just didn't know it. Because she can't feel any power off of them. They're like the little fat man, and so like she's like toying with these like Angreals, and she has no idea that they're Angreals.
Also, I didn't realize that Rand had lost. I forgot that they
all right, jumping ahead 7 chapters.
Sorry, but like I didn't realize he didn't have that anymore.
I mean, he was naked in a box for
totally, and like it makes sense, but I just didn't think about it.
I have a feeling it's on the road somewhere.
Just like laying around.
Yeah, because why would the Aes Sedai have kept it?
They're like, it's a rock.
They don't know what it is. It's just a little fat man.
It's a rock.
Welcome to the rock. So Aleda has a foretelling in which she goes all like, and then
that's not what happens.
The White Tower will be whole again, except for the remnants cast out and scorned. Whole and stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm reading.
Sorry, keep going.
Rand al'Thor will face the Emerald Seat and know her anger. The Black Tower will be rent in blood and fire, and sisters will walk its grounds. This I foretell.
Okay, I have a crazy prediction.
What?
That the Emerald Seat in this is Egwene and it's not Aleda.
I don't agree.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think that Rand al'Thor will face the Emerald Seat, and he will know her anger, and then he will kill her. I think she's going to yell at him. I think she's going to be real upset. I think she's going to be pissed. And then I think that she's going to be deposed. But I do think she's going to I think that Aleda and Rand will be in the same room at some point. And I think that Rand will be like, you're mad? All right, bye-bye. And then he'll be like, Egwene, I have a chair for you.
Yeah, okay. All right. I don't know. I definitely think that it's I think it's Egwene personally, but I mean, I do think that Rand and Aleda, or maybe no, I don't know. My bold prediction is that it's Egwene versus Aleda. And not Rand versus Aleda. That's gonna be my prediction, just to be different. Because I think it's possible.
Oh, I definitely think it's possible. I just think that I don't know that Egwene could beat Aleda.
Why? She's more powerful.
Than Aleda?
Yeah. Egwene is one of the strongest channelers in thousands of years.
Oh, sure, yeah. But, like, they say that about literally all of our main characters.
I guess, but Egwene also has these skills that she's learned from Nynaeve and Elaine talking to Moghedien, right?
No, it's true. I don't picture Egwene... I don't picture the end of the fight between the Aes Sedai being a fight between the Aes Sedai somehow. I feel like there's going to be another way out of this. And so... I don't know. I for some reason, I feel like Rand... Or more accurately, I think that Lews Therin is going to take revenge on Aleda more so than I think that Aleda and Egwene are going to, like, duel it out in single combat. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm like, what?
Okay, but what if it's Logain? What if Logain gets to spank Aleda?
That just doesn't have anything to do with the prophecy.
No, but all it says is that the Amyrlin will feel, and that's what I'm saying is the Amyrlin in this prophecy. I personally think is Egwene.
But Egwene's always mad at Rand. Like that's boring.
Yeah, that's what I read in chat. I was like, you're not wrong.
When has Egwene ever not outside of Eye of the World? Mm-hmm. Like since they got to Falma, Egwene's been mad at pretty much everyone all the time.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not.
Like the thing about Egwene and Rand is that Rand would have to, like, do something to the Aes Sedai that would be villainous.
Well, I mean, he made a bunch of them swear fealty, and, like, they're not quite prisoners, but, like, kind of.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And Rand would be, like, terrified of a host of Aes Sedai, right? Of hundreds of them that Egwene has, like...
Yeah, he's not exactly going to work with them, that's true.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I don't think Lews Therin in his head... would, like, allow it. I think that would be very, like, triggering. Like, right, like, he's only around small groups of them at a time. Can you imagine hundreds? Like, I think Lews Therin would, like, rip Rand apart.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's fair. That's fair. I just know her anger is just an interesting thing. But let's move on to, so... The White Tower will be whole again, except for the remnants cast out and scorned. Do you think that the remnants are people who are cast out and scorned in the future? Or do you think that Swan and Leanne are not brought back into this whole fold somehow? Because when I think about the remnants who are cast out and scorned, the only ones who are actually cast out and scorned from the original, like, rending of the White Tower were Swan and Leanne, right? And then other people left afterwards, but, like... And maybe I'm reading that wrong. Maybe all of them were cast out and scorned. But because everyone else was welcomed back except Swan and Leanne, do you think the prophecy is about the two of them not being welcomed back in for some reason? Because something comes out about their machinations up until this point. Oh,
like they get discovered that they've been playing everybody?
Yeah.
Maybe. I read it as, like, Aleda and her Aes Sedai. I read it as the Reds. The Reds are going to be, like, severed from the tower.
Fair.
And
Fair.
Because of Logain and what they did with Swan and Leanne. So that was my way of reading it, but I think that's interesting.
So the Black Tower will be rent in blood and fire, and sisters will walk its grounds. What? Do you think Egwene and the Black Tower go to war?
Egwene and the Black Tower? I want to say Rand and Egwene are too smart to do that, because they know that...
You want to say that?
I want to. I really... really, really want to, but I am worried that it's not Rand, it's Mazrim Taim.
Who's gonna do something dumb?
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. I think that's viable. I don't know, I feel like...
and then Logain replaces him as, like, the leader of it to pick up the remnants, maybe?
The thing that I find surprising about that is I don't really understand how the Aes Sedai could stand a chance against the Ashaman.
Well, there are definitely more Aes Sedai currently.
Yes, but the Aes Sedai can't attack the Ashaman.
If the Ashaman attack first, they can.
Yes, but so why did they... How do you get enough Aes Sedai into the Black Tower to be attacked?
I mean, it's just a farm.
Yeah, no, I know, but like you would have to go there.
Yeah. I mean, we know that Alviarin learns how to travel, so.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah. If they just show up there, the Ashman would probably just attack.
Now, it's interesting. I would love for Rand to be able to learn whatever Raven did, where the portal triggered the traps that he had. But I don't think that would happen for a while if it does happen at all.
But didn't that word only stopped other men, right? Like I don't think that
stop them. No, it was
right. But I'm saying that I don't think that Saidar would trigger men's wards. I don't know either, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that he left the ward for Rand. I don't think that he left it for all female channeling.
For female, no. It was if a man channels in this vicinity or whatever, boom. Big boom. Yeah.
So yeah, we get the foretelling, which freaks out Alviarin momentarily, which is fun. She breaks her cold exterior for a brief moment. And then she leaves. Mm-hmm. And Aleda is all pissed at her, and she goes and looks at the thing that's being built for her, and she's like,
"Good, yes,
unlimited power."
That is basically Aleda. Yeah.
So we cut to Savannah. Fucking Savannah. I wish Savannah had just died.
Oh, is it Savannah first or Alviarin?
Is it Alviarin first? My notes. I might have taken the notes out of order.
I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
We're gonna go to Savannah because we cut weirdly back to prior to the battle with this was the moment we were like, oh wow, this is before Dumai's Wells. Mm-hmm. It took me a moment because I thought they were setting up to it like I thought this was like, oh, we're launching the like secondary attack after Dumai's Wells.
No,
this is a prequel to the final chapter of the last book.
Yeah, Dumai's Wells from the perspective of Savannah and the Shido.
And it's really just Dumai's Wells as told through Savannah's eyes, in which we learn that Savannah is not a good military leader, and it's really shocking that the Shido people flock to her. I don't get it.
Yeah, and oh my god, yeah, Savannah is oh my god, she's like, I have tits, so Rand is gonna marry me. Is basically
no, I think she was gonna force him to marry her.
I mean, I don't know. If she was gonna force him to marry her, she wouldn't need to like show them off while he was like being tortured.
Fair point.
Like she's
you
like,
know what?
She's like,
Fair.
You know what? I flirted with all the people I thought might be the best, and then I picked the chief, and then when that chief died, I picked the other best chief, and now I'm gonna pick the bestest best chief.
Do you think there's a world in which Rand does marry Savannah to end the battle with the Shido?
No. There's no way.
Well, because we get later on, and I'm going to jump ahead like you did. I don't know I called you up for that, too. We do that all the time.
I know.
I was just trying to be funny. So Rand, when in the second last chapter of this, when he's talking with Bale and Davram and all of the council in Camelin, he's like, who could I hate enough to marry them to the Dragon Reborn? And there was a part of my brain that was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, what if he was like, I'll take Savannah as a wife, so that...
To punish her?
No. To end the rebellion of the Shido and bring them back under his army and fold. Like, what if he, like, has to have a political marriage for the betterment of everything, and, like, Savannah is, like, left out of all of everything because he has Min, who is his... You know, the person that he spends all his time with.
I mean...
And Savannah's literally just, like, a placeholder wife to stop war.
The problem I see with this is that the Shido are following Savannah without knowing her intent to marry Rand. I don't know why the Shido would support that.
They have to. He's the chief of chiefs. And she's their chief.
Yeah, but he's currently the chief of chiefs and they're fighting him.
Yeah, because...
She's not even a real chief, right? Like
what happened with Couladin, right? Father Jerusalem says, Portal Stones show infinite worlds, but not that infinite you, Savannah and Rand you.
That's the thing is, I don't think...
Look, I'm just saying, on Game of Thrones a few weeks ago, we had Patty Considine talking about marrying a 12-year-old. So in fantasy stuff, weird shit goes down.
This is not Game of Thrones.
Savannah's an adult. She's titties out. She's a full adult.
I know. But I
don't know why that makes you an adult, being titties out, but sure.
I can't see it, especially because she was present when Rand was being tortured. Like, I don't think he could... I don't think so. I think they're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Stabbity
I just think it's interesting the way that he was like, what woman could I hate enough to marry them was such an interesting way of speaking that it made me think about Savannah briefly and being like, oh, political marriage could be interesting.
No, that is interesting. I did not make that connection. I hate it, but I get it.
Yeah, Savannah and we all know what happened to Doom as well, so I don't think we'll go through all of her point of view, but they get messed up. Yeah.
They get the heck out of there.
So then we cut over to Alviarin. And Alviarin...
Oh, wait. The one thing about that is they straight up, like... I mean, we kind of already saw
Oh, they murdered a wise woman.
Yes. We kind of already saw it in the previous book, but they rip this woman to shreds and then blame it on Aleda.
Well, Galena, yeah.
Galena, sorry. Yeah. And that's, like, Savannah literally, like, murders one of her own to convince everybody that they need to fight Aes Sedai because fighting Aes Sedai is, like, forbidden. Well, not forbidden, but it's, like, It
is forbidden for wise ones to participate in fighting.
Well, yes,
and so in order to convince them to do that, Clark Compax brings up that we get more wolves.
Yeah, we
so
do.
Do you think going back into the fight was Robert Jordan's way of being like, I mentioned all those wolves and I never used them. I need to give him something.
I don't know. It wasn't that. It was.
I'm just sad about how many wolves died.
Yeah.
Alviarin, even the wolves are pissed. They're like, this is what happens when you deal in their bullshit.
Yeah.
Stay away from the two legs.
Some of them, though, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that the fact that they just like rip this woman to shreds so that Savannah can be like, we need to attack them she's the worst.
She must be so charismatic though to convince people to do that, right? Like,
I don't know, yeah.
She's gotta be rolling nat 20s all over her charisma checks.
True that.
So Alviarin, after her meeting with Aleda, goes back to her bedroom and finds a floating portal into space that looks like the shape of a woman. And it's Masana. We have a Forsaken in the White Tower being like, yo, what's up, bish?
Yeah. I mean, we knew that she was in the White Tower. But,
this would get me killed.
What?
If someone was like, tell me every word of that conversation you just had.
Oh, I'd be like, I don't remember.
Girl, every word? I don't know.
Yeah. That would be, yeah.
I wasn't paying attention for half of the conversation. What do you mean tell you every word?
Aleda likes to go on and on and on. Yeah, I would die.
And like, I just picture Alviarin in the corner being like, okay, so she picked up the fox figurine and she stroked that for a minute. And then she picked up the fish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was reading this. I was like, I couldn't tell you every word I'm reading as I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Let alone tell you an entire conversation I just had with someone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would be so fucking dead.
Mm-hmm. I would die.
Ember Eye says, so far 3 people have been the worst and we're not even out of the prologue.
You're not wrong.
A lot of people in Rainland are
Everybody's the worst.
Yeah.
Should we rank in terms of worstest to most
when
worst?
we get to the end, we should rank like all of the worst characters of the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
And I'm including Egwene in book 4 in that.
But only book 4 Egwene.
It's the only book where I think she's the worst.
Yeah. No, that is very funny.
So Masana teaches. Masana is pleased that Alviarin remembers every word of the conversation and is like, "All right, this is how you make a gateway." Bye.
Yeah.
Which is dangerous. The Black Sisters, not just the Forsaken, but now the Black Aja is slowly learning the secrets of the Age of Legends.
Obviously, just Alviarin. If she teaches that to anybody, I think she'll be dead. But,
I think that if Masana is teaching one person, then at least some of the other Forsaken, particularly Semirhaj, who's also in the White Tower, like the secrets of the Age of Legends are going to start getting out in more places.
I guess.
Because Moghedien has taught the Little Tower, like people are learning how to use older magics.
The problem as well is that Alviarin cannot make a gateway in front of other Black Aja without showing them how to do it. So it's literally going to have to be for like personal use only.
Or other people are going to find out. And the secrets of the Age of Legends they are getting out no matter what, right?
Oh god. Yeah. Absolutely.
You like the fact that everyone in the Little Tower knows how to make a gateway means a lot of people know how to make a gateway.
Yes.
Beyond the Little Tower, right? In Randland, each increase in cup size equals +1 charisma.
Carla, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for that super chat. I did not expect to have a book club where we talked about boobs so much.
Really?
Especially since we're not reading smut.
I mean...
Well, this isn't a crown of thorns and roses. Like,
I think it's a court, but that's fine.
I don't care. I'm not going to lie. I'll care when I read the book. Pedro Nile. We cut over to Senor Nile for arguably the most shocking thing of today's reading. Like the biggest news of today's reading is this scene, right?
Yeah.
He's playing stones with Morghese. And
Morghese is winning.
She crushes him.
Yeah.
So much so that there's like 31 turns left, and he's like, I see it, and he gives up. It's great. Or no, I think that she won at turn 31 and he missed it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. There's plenty of turns left, but he's like, you win.
Well, I love that in the previous book, Morghese is like, I'm gonna just have to like let him win or whatever, and Niall's like, you're letting me win. Like, if we're gonna do like you know, come on, step it up.
Yeah.
And so she kicks his ass about half the time.
And what I find so interesting about this point of view is that it starts off with Niall in this position of intelligence. Like they're writing him to be clearly smart enough that he can look at I'm assuming the game is somewhat like Go, but the stones board, and he can see many, many turns into the future, right?
Yeah.
I think that's really fascinating because it sets up that he's really smart and sees things coming before they happen.
And then didn't see this coming.
So Morghese leaves because Omerna, the fake spy master, says that there's some really important shit going down. And Omerna gives him a piece of paper that basically tells him, I'm assuming, but we know. The Sanshin have taken over Tenchiko.
Tenchiko, yeah.
And then Omerna stabs him.
Yep.
And he dies.
Yep.
So, did you think Pedro Nile was going out this quickly?
No, actually, I definitely thought he'd be around at least for part of getting Morghese back to her throne. Personally, but I was wrong. Very wrong.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Especially in a prologue.
Yeah.
Like, I thought Pedro Nile would... I was hoping we would see Pedro Nile leave the palace once. Right?
No.
Like, we only ever see this character who is built up in so many ways inside of, like, his own room.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to have seen him lead a host of men into battle at least one time before he died, but...
No. And the most tragic part of this is that letter. It gets covered in blood, and nobody knows about the Sanshin.
Yeah, and he dies being
so
like, no, they need to know.
Yeah.
No, it fell in some wine.
One, he's like, I thought it was blood. Anyways, doesn't matter. But yeah, he's like, not only is is Rand a problem, this is also a huge problem.
Yeah.
And the information died with him, and that's gonna suck real bad.
Well, and then we get Emin Valda pops in.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God! And he immediately murders Omerna because the thing to do when someone kills a political leader is to kill them and not find out why. Good job, Valda.
Yeah, which is why I think it was all staged.
Oh, you think Valda was in on it?
Yeah. Because otherwise...
Oh, because then why would they be there, and why was Asunawa there so fast?
They were...
Dumb.
Everybody was there immediately. There is no way that this was not premeditated in some sense. Like,
I'm dumb.
No, you're not dumb.
No, I am. I should have immediately picked that up. You're so right. It's so obvious. Because Asunawa and Valda already met.
They're already right there. Yeah.
I will say, one thing that is so impressive about this is Pedro Nile and Balwer, I think. No, not Balwer. What's his name? His other assistant? Yeah, Balwer.
Yeah.
I was right. Pedro Nile and Balwer hid the fact that he was the actual spy master so well that none of the...
That nobody knows!
Omerna, Valda, and Asunawa did not know.
Fuck this guy. Get him out of here. I hate useless people. And I'm like...
I thought someone would have clued in on it. Like, I thought maybe Asunawa, at least, as the head inquisitor, would be like, yeah. Nice try, Balwer. Drop the act.
Yeah.
But no, they send him away. And I was like, no. That man's very important.
Yeah. It's, I'm really hoping, and knowing Robert Jordan's writing, I think that this will come to pass, that Bulwer is going to be a very important character in these sections. Like, he's not going anywhere. He's not going away. He's definitely going to have a role to play.
Do you think he's a dark friend?
No. No, I don't. We already know other White Cloaks who are dark friends. I don't think he is. Interesting.
You just think he's a believer?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I found really fun here is the Valda. Asunawa kind of like insinuates that Valda might not end up being the new Lord Commander.
The new Lord Commander, because he was like, if Margies, if you let her just hang around, I might say that you killed him.
But then Valda's like, shut up, old man.
Yeah.
He's and
like,
he basically sets everything in motion. And Asunawa, within like a page of dialogue, goes, oh, I guess you are the new Lord Commander. And Valda's like, I guess I am, motherfucker. Yeah. Try me. Try me, dude. Yeah. And I was like, damn, Valda's got like balls of iron.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, just see.
He's being threatened by the head of the torturers of the White Cloaks. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to be Lord Commander? Bulwer, hey, tell everyone I'm the motherfucking Lord Commander. What now, Asunawa? And Asunawa's like, all right, cool. I was wrong.
Robert Power, thank you for that super chat.
Any predictions for Tovane's Black Tower exposition?
Well, the problem...
We'll get to it, but I don't know yet.
There's not enough of them, right? Eleda believes there's, like, 2 men who can channel, because she's an idiot.
And we'll talk about it more when we get to the Rand POV, because we'll get into it.
Then. We will get into it, Robert Power. Thank you for that super chat.
Yeah. So Emin Valda, who is... Emin Valda's we haven't watched the show in a while. Valda is the name of...
the guy who tortured...
Perrin,
yes.
Interesting. That is interesting.
Valda...
I'm not... this is not a knock on the actor.
Yeah.
Or the writing. But I feel like they have mixed some of the White Cloaks together to make it more...
Make Valda.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
And so the Valda in the show doesn't necessarily feel like the Valda in the books. And that Valda, I don't think... This Valda, I think, would make a good Captain of the Guard. I don't know... Or Lord Commander. For what they want. Obviously, I don't care about the White Cloaks, but...
Yeah.
I only care about them in so much as how they serve the story. But that Valda, I think, would actually be a terrible Lord Commander.
Well, and he's also a questioner, right? Like, and
he's not a questioner.
Yeah, he tortures... Yeah, he puts... He like burns the Aes Sedai. He puts them to the question. Like, I'm pretty sure...
I don't think the show has set up that there's a division.
They've said the questioners, though.
Yeah, but I don't think Valda in the show is a questioner. I think he just does what he wants.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Valda in the show is a questioner.
Yeah, and so that's why it's a little strange that they've combined him with other people. I get it. I get what they're trying to do. There's too many characters for you to be able to keep track of all of them.
Yeah.
But they are going to have to make some changes with the White Cloak stuff that's going to be interesting. And I agree. I think Valda in the book is more Lord Commander material than Valda from the show is.
I need to watch the show again. I feel like I'm struggling remembering what's from what sometimes.
We are going to do a rewatch of the show, like a reaction series for you guys before season 2 comes out. So we'll be able to go into it with new perspective. We might like pause it and like talk about certain things.
But yeah, I don't know how they're going to do this then. And maybe Asunawa just doesn't exist. Maybe it's just Valda. Maybe they make the White Cloaks a lot smaller in the show.
Yeah.
Which is a shame. I want to see the Fortress of Light realized. I hope that's in season 2, right?
That would be rad.
Arzu Kashefapur, thank you so much for that super chat. I think the Valda in the show is a mix of Book Valda and Asunawa.
I think so. Which like, there's so many conflicts already. Taking away that one, at least at this point, maybe later on it is like a huge, important, big deal. But right now, I'm like, I kind of get it.
I wonder if we'll even get Pedronile then. I wonder if they'll just use Jeff from Bornhold as the Pedronile of the show.
The problem is he dies.
If he dies.
Oh, you think he might survive?
But, like, if the White Cloaks don't go to Falma, then...
Then maybe they cut out his son. No, because he couldn't be...
No, I think Dale's in the show.
Okay.
Dale? Dane.
Dane Bornhold. Dale. Dale.
I'm so dyslexic. All right. Go in. We have our final. Guys, it's been an hour. It's been 54 minutes. If we can get through
the prologue.
Gawain's point of view in the next 6 minutes, then 5 minutes, we can have done the prologue in an hour. Good for us. Gawain is like chilling at the end of Dumai's Wells with his people. And he basically is like, yo, I should have killed Rand, but I'm glad I didn't because I love Egwene. And then they get attacked by Aiel.
Yep.
And they hold their own, actually, which is impressive. The younglings are not totally useless.
Well, no, I mean, they helped, like, if they survived the fighting in the White Tower and they were the ones who turned the tide of it.
True, they did fight warders, so I guess that they must be pretty impressive.
Then they were trained by them, too, right? So...
I don't really understand that.
Yeah.
Like... Yeah, I still don't really understand how that worked. Because the warders have superpowers. And the younglings don't.
Yes.
And so, like, They skipped through that and they were like, wow, that Gawain really did some stuff.
Yeah.
We're never going to explain how that works.
Yeah.
But that's fine. Because it gets us to this point where Gawain and the Aiel are fighting.
Yeah.
And the Aiel run away. And...
yeah.
Gawain fights 3 Aiel at once and
kills 2 of them like right away.
Impressive, yeah.
Well, he kills 2 of them right away, and then this third one actually gives him a run for his money, but he just gets kicked behind by a horse.
I think that this is here to set up a future sword fight between Rand and Gawain that's going to be like the sword fight of the... Like, I think that there's going to be bigger battles with magic, obviously, but I think that this POV here is just to set up that Rand can fight 5 dudes, Gawain can fight 3, let's go head-to-head at some point.
Yeah, the problem with that is that Gawain has said he will not harm Rand, and he doesn't seem like the kind of person to break a vow like that.
But if Egwene and Rand go toe-to-toe, Gawain will be on Egwene's side.
Gawain will be on Egwene's side, correct.
Somnia, thank you for the super chat.
Super duper chat, let's go.
Just starting the replay, so this is from very early. Awesome.
No worries.
I actually found Claire's reading the last sentence kind of endearing. It wasn't funny, but it was almost funny that it kept going. I might be in the minority, though. Maybe we go back to that.
Maybe we just shake it up. Like, we do something different every week.
That's what I want. I want people to give us ideas for how the show should start, and we'll just do what people say.
Or I'll start reading, like, the first sentence of the next section, and that we start with predictions.
Also, y'all, if you want to leave a review, go to Apple Podcasts, leave a review, and we will read whatever you write. And honestly, I feel like people haven't taken enough advantage of that yet.
Yeah, guys, we will read say anything. Right now,
provided it's not like copywritten. Like, we're not gonna like read the wheel. If you like type out the entirety of the Eye of the World, I'm not gonna read the entirety of the Eye of the World.
I think there is like a character limit.
Can you imagine if there wasn't and someone just copy pasted Eye of the World into a review? That would actually probably be taken down by Apple, but anyway. Yeah, so Gawain and the younglings, they're trying to find the one Aes Sedai that they see. And that is the end.
She disappears.
Of the prologue.
Nailed it. With time to spare, let's freaking go. Yeah, guys, I stick to it. I like Gawain as a character. I know there's a lot of Gawain hate out there, but as a character...
We don't know where it goes, so...
Yeah, Also, yeah, what do you think happened to that Aes Sedai?
What Aes Sedai?
The one that, like, disappeared.
They're trying to find her.
Do you think they find her? Because
I don't know.
She's, like, injured, and so I'm like, how the fuck did she get away that fast?
Because she has magic. I don't know. Glenn Peterson, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you.
Reading tip. Remember that one of the largest hot-button issues in America while RJ was writing these books. Should women participate in active military combat? Notice the influence? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, because Rand is making some dumb decisions. But we'll get to those later. All right. Chapter 1 at the 59-minute mark. Let's go. This is the Nerdy Wordy Book Club.
Nailing it.
If you want a short show, go fucking somewhere else.
James, thank you for this
Smith.
Super duper chat.
Welcome back. Hope your holidays were as epic as you advertised. Just stopping by while at work to say hello, and I'll watch you later. As always, thank you. No, thank you.
It was pretty amazing. Honestly, we had a blast. And to those of you that we met at Dragon Con, thank you for saying hi. It means a lot.
Carrie S., thank you for the drink. That was very kind of you.
That was yes. Thank you for the drink.
We really appreciate it.
That was really awesome. We already have our tickets for next year. So if you're gonna be at Dragon Con,
also we will be at JordanCon, y'all. So if you can make it to Atlanta in April, it's the week before my birthday, but we're going to consider JordanCon my birthday celebration.
Yeah.
So if you want to come celebrate my birthday with me, come to JordanCon next year in April in Atlanta.
And if we can rally the book club here, guys, if we can rally the book club to petition for JordanCon to give us a panel, we will do a live book club at JordanCon if we can get a slot. So, whatever we got to do.
Yeah, we'll let you know if we need help with that. That might already be.
We're gonna apply. Handled. We're gonna apply, but you could also tweet at them if you feel like it.
Yeah. Is my birthday on a Friday next year?
On a Friday?
Like, are we book clubbing on my birthday like we book clubbed on your birthday?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Let me skip ahead here to April.
I'll quickly get us through all of chapter 1.
It is on a Friday!
Let's go!
Hell yeah!
Book club birthdays!
Book club birthdays, both of us this year.
My birthday is April 28th.
Yes.
Project Myrtle. Yeah, I am a Taurus. Much like Perrin. I believe Perrin's a Taurus. Perrin gives Taurus energy.
But here's the thing. If Perrin is a Taurus, then that means Matt and Rand are also Tauruses because they're born like a few days apart. Or a few weeks, I guess. They could be different, but... Does anyone know what star sign the boys are? Please drop it in chat. I would love to know.
All right. So basically Perrin is like, yo... They're sitting on a hill post Dumai's Wells. Everyone's around, and he's just looking at the different groups, and he's like, wow, these people hate each other and are probably going to fight each other. End of chapter 1.
I mean...
What?
You're not wrong.
Chapter 1 is like 40 pages long, and it's just Perrin being like, wow, these people don't like each other, and then he just describes what they're wearing.
Yes.
It's so long, and it's just...
I wrote down, my note for chapter 1 is, shit's gonna hit the fan. Like, literally.
It's just, it was a lot. And it was like, I'm not gonna lie, in terms of how epic the prologue is, and how...
Chapter 1 was like...
Chapter 1, I was like, why start here?
Chapter 1 was like, okay, these people hate these people, and these people hate these people, and those people also hate these people, but these people hate these people, but if those people fight, then these people will be on that people's side. And I was like, fucking hell.
And my thing with it, and this is, not a knock, but... my thing with it is that if there were 2 years between books, like if we were waiting for the next book to come out, I would have been fine with this chapter. But because we just read the last chapter and I know what everyone's wearing, this is the problem with binging through a series the way that we are.
Yeah.
Is that at the beginning of the books, when they're describing things again, I'm like, I fucking know.
Yeah.
When they're like, the Aes Sedai have been around for thousands of years and they're white, I'm like, yes, I know. Robert Jordan, boy. I know.
Here's the thing, I still liked it.
Oh, yeah.
I love Perrin, and I love his perspective on things.
100%.
Like, I find his chapters super fascinating, and how he's interacting with Aram. Like, Aram is, like, scary. He's gonna go on a ravenous killing spree. I
like when you quote things that I say all the time, but that you have no context for.
No, I actually know a little bit about Evil Dead.
Okay.
Like, a little bit. I know there's a musical. No, we listened to Evil Dead, remember? When we were locked in quarantine for 2 weeks?
I do. Oh, no, I know.
The one thing that I will say about this chapter, and actually in this section as a whole that I wrote down, is I do wish that people in the books were not as, like, good at getting reads on other characters, because it makes Perrin's sense of smell less impressive.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like...
The fact that everyone can, like, look at each other and be like, her left eye... It's almost like anime, where they're, like, holding their sword and they're like, his left eye twitched. Yeah. He's going to move in 3, 2, 1, but I'm faster. And then shitting.
Yeah.
I get that.
Apparently Rand is a Sagittarius. Okay, interesting.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Guys, I know that I'm a Taurus, and I know that my dad is a Cancer. And that is I don't even know what star sign you are. Like,
Take a guess, come on.
I don't know what they mean.
Oh, okay. The only reason I know is because of the Weird Al song, Your Horoscope for Today. And so that's actually the most information I have about the star signs is because of Weird Al. Thank you, Weird Al, for that.
All I know about horoscopes is that every woman I've ever dumped has said that our horoscope sign means that we're a perfect match and we'll be together forever. And then when I dump them, they're like, but our horoscopes!
All right, sure. I wish that people were less good at reading the faces and mannerisms of others, because I think that what Perrin can do is really fascinating, where he can like smell the way people are feeling, because he gets some really cool insight that I think is kind of dampened by the fact that most other characters are really good at reading other people as well. I don't know. That was all I was like, I wish... Yeah. I wish that it was like a little more unique, but it's basically Perrin is doing the same thing that other people are doing. He's just doing it with smell instead.
I will say, I think the most important thing from Chapter 1 that we have to talk about before we get out of it is Aram wants to straight up murder the Aes Sedai, and a lot of people are on his side.
Well, and who was Aram talking to? No, that's later. Never mind.
Okay.
But yeah, Aram basically is like, what if we just killed them all?
Yeah, and Perrin's like... And then the two other guys from the Two Rivers are like, yeah, we can do that. And then Perrin's like, we're not murdering prisoners.
Yeah,
guys,
absolutely not.
We're not killing prisoners. Mm-hmm. Let's chill out.
Yeah.
We're not killing prisoners. Chapter 2, The Butcher's Yard. So Rand is basically like picking through all of the bodies when Perrin rides down to meet him.
Yep.
And the Perrin is under the impression that he is looking for maidens, even though Sulin has said that all of the maidens have been found, right? And Perrin has to ride by this hill filled with just freshly marked graves.
Do you think that he's keeping track of the Shaido maidens as well?
Perrin, in this chapter, says he thinks he is. Yes.
Yeah.
But we learn later what he's actually doing, which is interesting. But
What?
What?
What is he actually doing?
He's looking for the Angreal.
Oh, I thought he was keeping track because he lists their names out.
Oh, sure. No, I think he's keeping track of the maidens, but I think the reason he's going so slow and picking through all of the dead bodies is he's trying to find the Angreal. I think that's the most important thing to him, right?
I did not realize that, but yeah, it's probably both.
I would imagine it's both.
Yeah.
If he had the wagons picked through, he's going to pick through the battlefield as well. It's too important to, like, just lose, right?
Yeah.
It's a shame it has a little sword, because he could have just, like, shoved it like a butt plug, and then he would have been able to keep it. Just had a little man up his butt.
I would not stick anything that resembled a sword.
I said it's a shame that it has a sword.
Oh, that has a sword.
Yeah, because isn't the little fat man holding a sword so that it's sharp, so that's why he can't just shove it up his butt?
Yes, I'm sure that Robert Jordan wrote specifically that it has a sword, so he can't
Robert
hide
Jordan
it in his
is
butthole.
familiar with butt plugs.
Sure.
Let's be honest.
Sure.
Can you imagine, though, if every time Rand channeled, he just had to, like, focus on his butthole and he could just, like, pull power out of there? He's like, I am now one with Saidin, and now I just need to really, like, connect to my butthole.
No one would ever take it away, which means, like, the most vulnerable you would be like like Tywin Lannister on the porta potty. Because you'd have to take that out, obviously, first.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
Well, he dies on the toilet, so I feel like if Rand is at his most vulnerable when he's pooping...
Oh. Yeah, but he could hold it while he's pooping and then just put it back up there.
He
would still have access to the power. He doesn't have to, like, leave it in the other room to go poop.
I guess you don't have to wipe with both hands, but... Yeah.
Do you wipe with both hands?
No.
Then why would you say
toilet paper's on the left.
No. Okay. Let's break this down for a minute. You just said, I guess you don't have to wipe with both hands.
Well,
are you using two hands to wipe?
No, but the toilet paper's on the left-hand side, so I grab it with this hand.
In one bathroom, they don't have toilet paper.
That is a tragedy. What do you think they use?
Do you use two hands to wipe?
I do not. I can confirm I do not wipe with both my hands.
I don't know that I believe you anymore. I cannot believe you just said, I guess you don't have to wipe with both hands.
I just feel like holding something in your hand while you gotta do all the other stuff. It just, I don't know. You set that shit down. I'm just saying he's at, if that were the case.
So Perrin rides down.
Did you miss us?
And Karuna's like, yo, we gotta kill these ravens. And Perrin's looking at all these ravens. He's like, fucking how? Karuna, you tell me how to kill these fucking ravens. There's fucking ravens everywhere.
Yeah. He's like,
we don't have enough arrows.
Literally. Although I guess the Ashman could just like throw a wall of fire and incinerate everything.
Oh my god, can you imagine the smell? All those burnt
They would
human
have to
bodies.
leave immediately. Nothing will ever grow and do my swells ever again. I'm not going to apologize.
We don't have a closed bathroom door relationship, Tylith. I want to be clear. We always watch each other pee, but we do not watch each other poop. That is like the line.
Yeah.
We don't poop in front of each other, but we will pee in front of each other.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Perry Wolf, thank you for that super
Perry
chat.
Wolf.
If you're new to our podcast,
I hope someone is. We've gained like 7,000
sorry.
subscribers last month. So I hope that this is the first thing you've heard us say is us just, we're so honest on the internet. We need to be stopped.
No, that's fine.
Oh my god.
There's absolutely nothing wrong.
There has to be a cock ring on grill, right? I hope so.
That'd be better than putting it up your butt. That'd be more convenient, I think.
I was watching Critical Role last night, and they made a joke about the cock ring of Revivify. Like, they should make one, so that if you have a heart attack during sex, it'll bring you back.
How? I guess.
It was hilarious. I watched Critical Role live for the first time last night, and I get it. It's a good show.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, I feel like, I guess the number's not 0, but I feel like not a lot of people died. It's fine. I caught it. Don't worry about it.
Do you know how much that piece of equipment cost?
I do, yeah. I bought it. It's fine. Nothing happened. All right, we're moving on.
Wow.
You okay?
Yep. You almost just spilled liquid on our audio equipment. Wow. That hurt so much.
Almost.
That hurt so much. No spoilers for Critical Role.
Yes.
No spoilers.
Guys, come on. No, we don't, no
I brought
spoilers.
up a tangent and a side that's not related to plot, but if you post a Critical Role spoiler, you're banned.
Yeah, it happened last
night. Was crazy,
night.
and people can't watch it till Monday.
Let people catch up.
Yeah. No spoilers for Critical Role in this chat. I promise you I will ban you. I brought up a joke that they said, not the plot. Do not spoil anything.
Yes.
Okay. So, Rand is like, all right, we gotta go. It's time. And that's this chapter.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. Min is like on Rand.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we'll not, like, leave him alone.
It's not like she's, like, staying next to him. They're literally walking around as if they're, like, going to, like, high school prom.
Yeah. She's like, hi. How's it going?
This is a podcast, so this is great for everyone.
For everybody who's listening, I love that for us.
And, we basically learn, like, some Aes Sedai are pissed. Of course they are. Rand is going to take some of the Ashman with him, but will not take Tame and wants to choose, so he chooses Dashiva, which seems like a bad choice because Dashiva's kind of a dick. And
also potentially mad.
And we learned that Tame has adopted the word Mahale as his, like, title. And Rand is kind of pissed about it. Do you think that Tame gave himself that word or that term, or do you think that some of the other guys did?
I think that it came about because of Tame. Like, I think he, like, encouraged it. But the way to, like, get a nickname is you don't give yourself the nickname.
Yes.
Someone else has to do it. And so he, like, supplanted, like, the idea somewhere. So somebody else started it so that it caught on. Because Tame is smart.
Yeah.
I think he's big brain.
I think that this is a mistake on Rand's part.
Yeah.
And that Rand should have given Tame a, I think that Rand should have given Tame a title above the Ashman.
Yeah.
Because you need him to be the leader.
Yes. And I think that Rand should have made it something more along the lines of the teacher. Because now this name, because now, like, they followed Tame. right? They very clearly, and that's gonna be a problem.
I don't know that they follow Tame. I think that Rand does not spend enough time there to know because there's like words, like there's commands. The Ashaman are practiced in this.
Yes.
And Rand doesn't know how to command them.
Yeah, but he has a relation, like Tame has a relationship with the Ashaman, whereas Rand does not. He uses them to as a weapon.
Oh, 100%. I trust Tame. I think all of the book trying to set me up not to trust Tame is on the part of the book trying to. I think it's a red herring. I think Tame genuinely has the world's best interest at heart, and I don't think he'll turn on Rand unless he sees Rand like going mad.
I thought the same thing until we got Perrin's point of view on Tame.
Really, what about Perrin's point of view changed that for you?
The way that Tame is reacting to what's going on, like his like smells, like regarding, I know it's such a weird thing, but how Perrin smells, how he's feeling due to certain things, I got some bad vibes. So
Marisu says all the
sus.
Ashaman wear fedoras now too. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sus of Tame. I'm
sus of him.
I think all of the sus is engineered by characters' distrust of men who can channel. Like, I think that you're feeding on Perrin's view of the Ashaman.
Yes.
But I do think that Tame... I think Tame's going to die. I think that Logain is going to take Tame's place. And I think that we as the audience are going to know that I think that Rand eventually will remove Tame. And when he does, we as the audience will know that it's the wrong call.
Yeah.
And that Tame isn't against Rand, but I think that Rand will think that he is. But I think that we as the audience will have more information and we will know that Tame was not bad.
Yeah.
I get that vibe. I get that they're setting Tame up to be a tragedy within a tragedy. This whole book is just a tragedy.
Yes, this is going to be the world's longest tragedy.
I also don't think Tame makes it out of this book. I think Tame dies this book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So Dashiva makes a gateway, and they travel to Cairhien, and the Ashaman go home to the Black Tower.
Some of them. Most of them.
Well, except for the 7 or 8 that stay with Rand.
Yeah.
Chapter 3 of A Crown of Swords, Hill of the Golden Dawn. This chapter title made me think this chapter was going to be, like, crazy.
And it's
a conversation.
Yeah.
They basically get on the hill, and everyone's like, "Ooh, is something gonna go down?" And then a lady starts running out of the trees. It's an Aiel lady.
Yeah.
As she gets closer, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a wise woman." So the wise ones. I keep calling them wise women, and that's not what their title is.
No.
So the wise ones run out. They bundle up their skirts as they're known to do. They run out and they have a long conversation.
Which then we get to hear about the conversation, which is cool.
The wise ones are wasteful. This conversation could have happened once, but the wise ones were like, no, we have to make sure that we hear it first. I was like, just have the conversation one time.
No, and the best part is that, like, the wise one was like, no, I was going to tell you this, Sulin, but you cut me off.
No, Soralia,
sorry.
And then she's like, well, Soralia, it's your fault. And Soralia's like...
Yeah.
And then Soralia looks like the thumbnails that all the, like, racist YouTubers use, where they put red eyes on women to make them seem like women bad. You know the guys who call them whammon, and you're like, oh my god.
You're like, this is so cringe.
How small is your dick? Not that having a small penis is bad, but...
It's that energy.
It's that energy, you know?
That energy.
And so the lady's like, look, couple things. What's her name?
Colivare? Colivare?
Coraline... has made it into the alternate dimension, and she has to find 3 buttons in order to make it home. Sorry, that's a Neil Gaiman book. So Coral, Rick's son from The Walking Dead has become the queen. Coral has become the queen of Cairhien. There is like fighting and nonsense going on. And also, Rand won't ask about Fail, so eventually Perrin has to be like, yeah, but what about my wife, though?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, Fail, we get Fail again later on, and I'm just... Anyways, he's, like, very worried because obviously, he finds out that Bane and Chiad are with him and his group and not with Fail like he thought that they were. And he's like, look, I know Fail can take care of herself, but you can't sleep with your eyes open. You know what I mean? Like, you can't watch every corner. You need someone to have your back.
You actually can sleep with your eyes open.
I hate that.
Gandalf in Helm's Deep.
No. Helm's Deep? You mean the Two Towers?
They're on their way to Helm's Deep.
Not yet, no.
No, they're not yet.
No, but that's okay.
Wait, no, is that in Return of the King?
No, it's in the Two Towers because not Perrin.
Remember when Perrin was in the Two Towers, you guys?
Pippin grabs the Palantir and sees it, and then they get the glimpse into his plans.
But would Perrin would be evil in Lord of the Rings.
Why?
Because Sauron is the king of the werewolves.
Werewolves, not wolves. They're different. All right?
Anyway.
Oh, my God.
We're werewolves, not swearwolves. So
they're different, okay.
Also, the wise one that comes out of the woods is named Ferengi. But every time I read it, I read Ferengi.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I was like, is someone going to stroke her ears?
No.
Hey, Ferengi, I'll stroke your ears.
Stop.
So Ferengi, unfortunately draws the ire of Soralia, but Amis is like, it's not her fault. And Soralia's like, you're fucking right, but I'm going to spank that girl. I'm going to spank her so hard. I'm going to spank her. Right in her bottom.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're basically at this point where Rand and the company have to move towards Cairhien, and the Ashaman are gonna stick with Rand because the Aes Sedai. We skipped over something. I'm sorry. We did. There was actually something more important in episode 2, in chapter 2.
In episode 2, how dare
Rand gives the Aes Sedai to the Wise Ones.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
that's gonna go really well, I'm sure. And it's funny because the Wise Ones have been just itching to spank the Aes Sedai ever since they started meeting in Tel'aran'rhiod, right? Because the Wise Ones had this, like, almost reverence for the Aes Sedai.
I think they still do. I think that this is going to be a mistake because I think some of the Aiel are going to let the Aes Sedai go. I think the Aes Sedai are going to get away because some of the Aiel who are still dealing with, what is it called? The bleakness. I think that they're going to let them go. And it's going to be a problem for Rand.
All right. I didn't think about that. I don't like that at all.
There are Aes Sedai there are Aiel who really think that it's a terrible idea to go against the Aes Sedai because they owe them this, like, generational debt. And I think that it was a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. It's interesting because, like, we know so many characters and so many named characters, but there are so many characters we don't know.
Yeah.
That I'm like, there could be a group of them who just let them.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
I don't like that.
There are Aes Sedai, or there are Aiel at the camps where the Aes Sedai are currently being taken to that are for Rand, but they're not as much for Rand as the people who went to save him are.
Yeah.
And so when those Aiel see the Wise Ones parade the Aes Sedai into their camp, those Aiel are going to be like, yo, we don't do this to Aes Sedai. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
This is against our beliefs. And I think that more Aes Sedai or more Aiel are going to leave for the Shaido because of this. Because they're going to see those Aes Sedai and be like, we don't fight against Aes Sedai. And then they'll get to the Shaido and be like, wait, you guys fought the Aes Sedai? Wait, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's complicated.
Karen Tavarin, thank you for that super chat. Werewolves, not swearwolves, my favorite movie quote.
Thank you so much for that.
What's that movie from? What movie is that quote from?
What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah. I remember that
It's the first movie I made her watch when we started dating.
I do like, though, that Rand lets Alana heal him, finally.
Yeah.
Like, he's been, like, suffering this whole time. And Alana's like, how do you bear the pain?
I know.
And he's like, anyways. Like,
and the way he grabs her face, everyone is like, are they about to make out? Are they about to make out?
I wonder if we're gonna get an Alana perspective.
Oh, I think in the epilogue of this book.
Epilogue of this book. Okay.
Yeah, I think that there are certain perspectives that Robert Jordan seems to save for prologues and epilogues. And I feel like an Alana one would be a prologue epilogue perspective.
I could see that. Yeah.
So we head towards the city, and we're in chapter 4. into Cairhien. Perrin's like, yo, can we go a little bit faster here? I mean, I don't want to kill the horses, but like, can we go a little bit faster? But also, like, I need to get Fael's horse into Cairhien, because if I can get her horse there, then she's probably fine. He's like, that doesn't make any sense.
He's like, this is so dumb, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah. And Dashiva's like, yo, what if instead of this, me and the Ashaman, me and the boys, what if we just went and murdered Colavere?
Me and the boys.
We're gonna go have a boys' night where we murder a queen. And Rand is like, no, we don't just kill women, dude. Like, we don't kill women unnecessarily. Except when we kill women by the thousands.
Yep.
And so they sneak into Cairhien, and I like the idea of this, where they're riding up. They see a bunch of the Four-Gators are back on the Four-Gate because
they've been like kicked out.
But then in like the next paragraph, someone is like, "Oh yes, Colavere has the entire city open because it's her coronation." And I was like, "Then why are people kicked out? I don't understand."
Yeah.
Whatever. And then they are like riding up to the gates, and the Ashaman spread out and are like, whoosh, and the guards are like, and so they can like sneak in without being attacked. And I was like, this is cool. I like that Rand has magic boys now to do magic boy shit.
Well, and they don't have to be like incapacitated like violently or killed, right? Like having that way of dealing with people it's nice to see, and not everyone's just getting murdered.
Yes,
but
I
then
agree with
the whole thing about Coral having a celebration where not even like criminals are denied entry into like the city portion.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I'm like, these traditions, they make no sense, but
yeah, it's amazing that Cairhien functions.
Absolutely. But yeah, they get in.
Yeah.
And the first people that they run into, apart from the servants who are running around with Coral's colors on their arms, are the like fake Aiel, the Cairhiens, who have like organized themselves into like septs. What are they called? The septs. That's what they're called.
Sure. Yeah.
Into like societies. That was what I was looking for. They've like cut their hair. It's like in ribbons. They're like, I think they have swords, right? Do they have swords? I can't remember.
Yeah, the ladies have swords. They all have swords, yeah.
And so they like kind of half understand. They're like taking the Aiel culture that they half understand and making it make sense to them, which this would be so dry, but like I literally want like a breakdown of all of Aiel culture, and then this like subsect that comes from like being conquered from the Cairhiens, and maybe we'll get more of that. But I'm like, what did they take, and what about their way of life influenced how they interpreted things? Which I don't know. I would find that very fascinating, but I don't know if everyone else would. And so, so that's the group that they run into first.
Yeah.
And they had like sworn not to tell anybody, but they tell Rand.
Salandi.
Yeah.
That's who's there. Her name is Salandi.
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce names. Someone is bringing up the Konami code again, and saying maybe in the US, but in Europe, more people play on PC. It is IDDQD. IDDQD was not a thing when Konami code. Like Konami code was like a decade earlier. When we're talking about Konami code, and I'm sorry to bring this up. I know it derails the conversation we're having.
So confused.
When we're talking about Konami code, you couldn't do shit on a computer. Literally. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'm sure.
I will defend the Konami code forever because it brought me so much joy as a child. So
you're a cheater, I see.
Salandi's like, yeah, we'll show you where they are. They're in the Great Hall.
Yeah.
Salami. Hey, salami. It's a salam. So they go in to the Great Hall, and Coral is there.
Coral, yeah. She's got a crown, and her hair is like arranged around it. I was like, I need to see this in the TV show, please and thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
One day.
Coral is at the end of the hall, but they don't see her right away. It's like the people at the back of the hall kind of realize what's going on first, and everyone's kind of freaking the frick out.
Everyone's like...
And And they get to the front and they start talking to Coral. And they're like, yo. And she's like, I'm queen. You can't do shit about it. And Rand's like,
actually.
Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah. She's like, what's been done can't be undone. And he just grabs the crown and then breaks it and then fixes it.
He's like, ma'am, I
this is a
have
Wendy's.
magic.
Yeah.
I am one step below God. I can do whatever the fuck I want. If I want you to not be queen anymore, you're not queen anymore.
Yeah.
And like, it's so funny because she's in this position of being like, no, there's nothing you can do. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Actually though,
yeah.
What do you mean there's nothing I can do? Do you see how everyone in this room is not moving?
Yeah.
I walked in and the room stopped because I'm the fucking dragon reborn. And you're standing up here blustering. I was like, Coral. What did you think was going to happen?
I can't.
Now, granted, she thought he wasn't coming back because she was working with the Aes Sedai. I get that part. But I'm like, did you really think that there's telling the dragon reborn who comes in with his magic that there's nothing he can do was going to work? But we get the awesome reveal of Fail is among the attendants, to which Perrin is very upset about it first, and he's like, there's got to be a reason. And there is.
Yeah,
and we'll get to that in a second. But we meet Havian?
Havian? Yeah, I don't know.
Havian? So Coral is like, Havian, help me. And Havian's like, I can't do shit.
She's like, I'm not your advisor.
Which is interesting, because Rand didn't tell Josh... I'm not going to use Jahar. Rand doesn't tell Josh to shield her, which means that I think that I don't think it's a Rand thing to sense women channeling through the tingle. I think that Josh can do it. I think all the Asha'man can do it.
I'm sure Tame, if he knew that, he would teach that first thing.
So I think that Josh and Rand clearly knows that Josh did it.
Well, because Rand is like, it's not me that's shielding you.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, oh shit, and they back away from the Asha'man.
Yeah. Because it's that fun detail of everyone's looking at those, everyone's looking at the Aiel because they're scary, and everyone's looking at the wise ones in the Aiel. No one's looking at the Asha'man over there because they're just men in black coats. And then everyone's like, oh shit, the men in black coats are very dangerous. Anura. Wait, Anura's the, wait, is it not Havian? Anura is the Aes Sedai, actually.
Havian is the...
Who the fuck is Havian? There's too many fucking characters.
It does matter.
Who's Havian? No, Havian's in this, though.
Yeah, he's,
Guys, who's Havian?
I should have grabbed the book, but then I would have to find it.
Whatever, we'll figure that out later.
I don't remember.
Anura is the one. And so Anura's like, nothing I can do, I'm shielded. And
Anura's like, I also was the advisor to Berlin. I'm not advisor to you. I'm not beholden to you in any way. And we're like, what, Berlin?
And Rand's like, excuse
me?
Berlin's got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Because Berlin should not have had a secret Aes Sedai.
No.
But Rand is super chill with Anura. It's funny. Rand is like,
well, it's
okay.
She hasn't personally wronged Rand in any way, and I was really worried that after Dumais Wells, that Rand would react very strongly to any and all Aes Sedai, because fair, kind of.
Yeah.
But he actually takes it pretty well, just okay, cool.
Oh, Havian is captain of the Winged Guards.
Thank you. Yes.
Wait, but isn't
chat.
Dobrain captain of the Winged Guards?
No. The Winged Guard, no, of the Kyrians. The Mayoneers, who are Berlain's people, are different than the Kyrians and the Tiarans? Tyrants? I don't fucking know.
The Tyrants.
The Tyrants.
Bob C. Thank you for that super chat.
For that super
The tingling
chat.
is automatic, but they don't always put it together. Fair.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I feel
Dobrain is from... Okay, Dobrain is fucking... Guys.
Yes. Guys, there's so many
characters.
People. Terriines. That makes sense.
That clearly says tear-ins.
No.
And you... What?
No, the I is capitalized, so it's gotta be Eins, right?
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. Yeah, Anura also doesn't pose a threat. She is one among many, and she's shielded.
Oh, sure, but she's a secret Aes Sedai, so you'd think Rand would be like,
Yeah. But she steps forward and she's like, yeah, so the queen, one of her, like, handmaids kind of, like, disappeared.
Yeah.
Ooh, super suspicious. And then Fail is like, yeah, that handmaiden told me that...
Well, but first Rand is like, or no, first Coral is like, that's just an accusation. That's not true. And then Fael steps forward and is like, nah, bitch, I've been spying on you this whole time. Why do you think I'm one of your attendants? You think I wanted to be an attendant? No, I'm a spy. And then Perrin's like, that woman putting herself in danger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spank her.
Yeah.
And I love this so much. Fael is literally like, I was bored, so I became a spy.
Bored? I mean, I guess.
Fael, no, but my point is that Fael is like, Fael wants to have a place in the story as well.
Yeah.
And I find it really fascinating and fun.
She also tells Perrin that spying is like the wife's work, right?
Yeah.
And so she's like, all right, well, I guess I better do what I gotta do.
Yeah, but I really appreciated it. I was like, I like Fael, right?
Fael shows up with receipts.
Fael showed up with receipts. Yes, she fucking did.
Yes.
Yes. I like Fael a lot. I like Perrin a lot. I like the relationship. I got frustrated with them at the end of the last book.
They are problematic frequently, but they also have good moments. And so I'm like, all right, I get it.
But in terms of like a female character, I like Fael a lot. She's complicated and there's things about her that I don't like, but there's things about her that I love. And that's because she's fully realized. And I am not in any way surprised that shit went down and she went, I'm a spy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That is in line with the understanding of Fael that I have. And so I like this a lot, even though it drove Perrin crazy and probably led to some great sex.
Things got heated.
I was going to be like, God, I need to spy more. He just blew my back out.
But Rand interrupts them first, so then they had it like all pent up.
They get to it. Yeah, Rand edges Perrin.
Rand edges.
Briefly.
Very briefly.
And so,
but yeah, Coral is like, they said they wouldn't tell anybody.
No, they said you would never return.
Oh, yeah.
And so Rand is standing there, and Perrin's like, what the fuck are you dude? Wow, I'm like swearing a lot today. I'm in a mood.
We're in a mood.
I'm in a mood. Perrin's like, what is Rand doing? And then he's like looking at him, and he's like, oh, he doesn't want to kill her. Because Dobraine is like, she's got to die.
Yeah. You are charged with treason and murder.
You gotta die.
You gotta be hanged.
And she's like, I demand to have my head chopped off.
Respectfully. Yeah.
It is my right to be murdered the way that I want.
And Rand is like, does she have a small farm? And Dobraine's like, she has a lot of farms. He's like, all right, pick the smallest. That's where you're going to go.
But he removes all titles.
Yep.
All
titles,
wealth,
nobility.
all land.
Yeah.
And what's so fascinating is without I think that he has given her the worst punishment.
Yeah. Oh, and I think Dobraine says she would have rather died.
Oh, but I mean for everyone else. Everyone else is looking at it going, wait, he can remove what now?
Everything? Yeah. Here's the thing. As much as there are going to be people who see Rand as being weak for not killing her, having Coral as an example, and in an example that lives on. Like, there's going to be nobles who go travel along that farm, and they're going to look over and be like, oh yeah, there's Coral tilling the fields. Like, it's kind of horrifying for probably most of them.
Yeah, they would I'm
sorry, I'll be right back.
You can pee before the show.
I did twice.
Now that it's just us, how's everybody doing? He did the same in Tyr and it messed them up. I know. I don't know if it's the right call, y'all. I don't know if he's doing the right thing by doing it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's gonna blow back in his face in a big way. I do appreciate though, Rand is like, look, you're going to go be a farmer, but let's be honest, girl, you don't know shit about how to farm. So someone is going to come teach you how to farm. And I hope we get the point of view. I hope we get, I don't want Coral's point of view. I want the point of view of the person who has to teach Coral how to farm. Is Clarice watching TikToks on her phone? No. She has our show up. She's not watching TikTok. She's literally watching our show. Because sometimes if I have control over scrolling through chat. So if there's a specific message in chat she wants to find, she has control. So she has it on her phone. That's all that is. Deadsy, thank you so much for that super chat. It's okay. I've peed 7 times since this started. Deadsy, I hope you're like watching this on the toilet. Otherwise, 7 times. You might want to go like get a colonoscopy. 7 times is, we've only been live for like an hour and a half. 7 times is a lot. That's concerning. That's like, you might want to get your bladder like ultrasounded at that point. Which is a weird experience. Has anyone else ever... Okay, well, Clara's isn't here. Let's get too personal. Has anyone else ever done the thing where they ultrasound your bladder while you pee? What? It's strange. Nah. When I had that health problem years ago, I had to do that, and I was like, it was a very strange experience. Diabetes, Wilford Brimley. You okay?
I have to sneeze, but it's not. It's stuck. You know.
You're a mess today. I'm yelling the whole podcast, and you're a mess. What happened to us?
Guys, we missed you.
We missed you guys so much.
Yeah.
We missed you guys.
Oh God, I have to sneeze, and it's not there. Okay.
So, Coral passes out, and that's it. Rand is like, if you leave now, I'll forget you exist. Dedsy, thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah. And so everyone runs for the door.
Yeah, I will forget who is here if you leave now.
Yo, I would like to point out that's the end of chapter 5. Mm-hmm. Thus far, sans chapter 5. Up through chapter 5, we have not yet left Perrin's point of view.
Yeah. Robert Jordan was like, look, I'm sorry. You didn't see him for a while. I'm making up for it, I promise.
At this point, I was like, is the entire book going to be my boy Perrin?
No.
Did this move when you left? I think it did.
Maybe I was in a different position. I don't
know. All right. Gamer Subs and Depends sponsorship.
Hey, why not?
Depends for adults.
Get that bank.
What's crazy is that, like, I'm the one with the bad bladder. And that we drove for, 15 hours without you having to pee. But every time we do this show...
It's because I drink Gamer Subs for this show. No joke. It's
just, because you don't drink caffeine every day.
I don't drink caffeine.
So your body's not used to it. Okay,
so my body's like, just
that's
one,
funny.
frankly.
See, I drink caffeine always and forever. And ever. Straight to my heart, and I will die of caffeine one day because I drink too much of it, and my heart will explode because of all the caffeine I put in my body, and I will not live till I'm dead.
I refuse to allow... What?
Whenever I wake up.
It's fine. Moving on.
Before my wife puts on her makeup. Dedsy, thank you for that super chat. 7 times was hyperbole, damn it. I'm just concerned about you. I just want you to be okay.
We just want to make sure you're good, that's all. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat.
All right. Perrin. Oh, no, we're still with Perrin. Oh, my God. More Perrin.
More Perrin. I know.
Perrin. Every day I'm Perrin shuffling. Rand... pieces out. He's got to go see a man about a woman. Or a woman about a man. I don't know. A people about a people.
He goes to look for Berlane. He takes the Aes Sedai.
And so Perrin is like, all right, wife, time to talk. And she's like, I'm going to talk to everyone but you, Perrin. You can wait.
You can wait.
And she feels like, God, we should have just killed Coral. Perrin's like, why does everyone want to murder women today?
I know. And that's the thing is that would have looked so bad. But Aram is like, yeah.
It wouldn't have looked bad.
If she died?
If she was hung for her crimes?
No, I mean, if the Dragon Reborn had pronounced her...
Oh, at this point.
Yeah. No, if she had died when she fell or Rand had been death by hanging, whatever. But with Rand giving an executive order and something else happening, that would definitely look bad.
Yeah. No, agreed. And so Perrin and Fael finally get to be alone. And Perrin is like, yo, I was worried about you. And she's like, worried? About me? Then why did you bring up that hussy slut's name first? And he's like, Because she had evidence,
Because,
girl.
yeah,
It was a criminal trial. What
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Come on.
And she's like, no, you don't love me. You just want to fuck Berlane. She told everyone that you two were fucking while you were away, and people believed her. And he's like, I don't care what other people say. I love you, woman. And then he picks her up and he's like, stop it. And she's like,
I love you.
I'm so wet right now.
Yeah. Fael goes from 0 to 60 real fast.
I think that Perrin needs to realize that if he wants to like manage his wife, he just needs to pick her up all the time. She just wants to be manhandled a little bit.
Apparently.
And if Perrin did not get that from looking at the way that her dad treats her mom, I'm not saying in a mean way, but I'm just saying like I feel like Fael kind of wants. She's a brat, and Perrin needs to be more of a brat tamer and less of a like nice guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He needs to kind of give her the like putting her in her place that she seems to want. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
It works for some people. But like
good for you. Yeah,
every
that's
time
fun.
Perrin is not learning the lesson that every time he asserts himself over her, she really likes it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that can go to toxicity so fast.
Yeah.
But there's a healthy. I hope there's a healthy way to have that kind of relationship because I have friends who are in that kind of relationship.
There is, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Perrin manhandles her lightly, and she's
like I feel so forward like a farmer in the harvest time. I'm like, what? Sure. But then Rand bursts into the room.
Oh yes, they're about to bone. Perrin's like, I know that smell. We're about to. Oh, hi, Rand.
Yeah.
And Min peeks her head and is like.
She's like, God damn it.
And leaves.
Yeah. So Rand is like, hey, have you thought about the whole thing about you leading my army? No. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, actually, it's fine. I have something else for you to do, anyways. I was like, what? What was that supposed to be?
Franklin Cheatham says, Saldean farm girls do not harvest a damn thing.
Apparently not.
They harvest one thing.
I hate it.
Some fields get plowed.
Wow. Samantha, thank you for that super chat. Yeah, I mean, Berlane, we kind of know, is really shitty.
What do you think of Berlane saying she was screwing her parent on a resort out of town? For Perrin's sake, I wish it was true. Just because it's like going to a resort sounds nice, but he deserves a vacation.
Right, of course.
Not the Berlane part, but I do wish that Perrin could have a vacation.
He definitely deserves it.
I don't like it. I don't like Berlane ever since the end of the last book, and I hope that at some point it makes sense, but I do not. I don't like it.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna like make sense. I think that she thinks that she should always get what she wants, and is doing anything to do that. And I know,
but this is just to be a.
Yeah, it sucks. It's really shitty of her. And
Berlane's
we also find out that
behaving like a little see you next Tuesday. You know what I mean?
And she's also on the Seafolk ship for some reason. I'm assuming we'll find out in the next section. Oh.
Berlane is one of the Aes Sedai, and she likes the titties.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, you guys don't wear shirts? I'm coming aboard.
Like, I'm gonna hang around with y'all.
So that she can come aboard. You know what I mean? Jesus. So Rand is like, yo, can you go to Ilion? And Perrin's like, no. And he's like, okay, that's fine. You're going somewhere else. Like, you got 2 days. And Perrin's like, what the okay, bye.
All right, I guess.
And then Fael's like, well, that was great. Can we have sex now?
Yeah, basically.
And the chapter ends.
Fade to black.
So Matt's probably gonna have to go to Ilion, but Matt's not getting there in time. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, Matt is in Ibudar, so I don't think that that's gonna work out very well at all.
Ibudar. Yo.
Oh, the remix. Sorry, I can't remember who made that now.
The remix?
So I remember when I was like, can someone make this into a sick mixtape of Ebudar?
Oh, where is that?
I don't know. I need to find that again and share it with you guys, but it is Chef's Kiss. It's perfect. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that in this moment, but it was very funny. So then we go to
yeah, we're getting through this fast. The prologue took us longer than the first 6 chapters.
Yeah, I mean, nobody is
more happens.
Surprised at that.
Not a lot happens in the parent stuff. It is a lot of like, we need you to understand where things are at.
Yeah.
But it's not a lot of action. The choral like deposition is kind of like, or decoronation. Well, I don't know what the word is. The choral stuff is the only thing that actually like really happens.
Yes, there is a lot of Perrin smelling people's unease. What?
How are they going to translate this in the show? Perrin just sniffing at people and being like, anxiety. This is like impossible to put into like another form of media, right?
Yeah, unless you make it like Inside Out. Inside Out Wheel of Time crossover.
I would love it so much if we cut into Perrin's head and instead of it being like little Inside Out figures, it's 5 wolves and like there's like the sad wolf and the angry wolf and the happy wolf and the depressed wolf and what's the other one?
I don't
Joy,
know.
despair, anger,
Fear?
Anxiety and sadness.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that movie once.
I think there's another happy one. I don't know. All 5 wolves get horny to Kuna. All 5 wolves.
All of them.
Marcus as a nose coach? I don't know what a nose coach is.
What does that mean?
For Perrin's nose. Yeah.
I don't get it.
So Rand is like, yo, everybody sucks except my girl Min.
Basically.
But Min was tired, so Min went to bed.
Yeah, Min literally fell over and Rand had to carry her.
To her bed, though, which I was surprised. I was like, Rand, just put her in your bed. You know where this is. Just tell the woman that you love her.
Yeah, just tell her.
Come back to cuddles later tonight.
No, we're just really good friends. Min is a good friend. Best friend.
They were roommates.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
This is the straight version of they were roommates.
Oh my god.
And so he basically is like, all right, guys, we got to go to Andor and we got to go meet up with people. And the way that we're going to do it is that we're going to pretend that you're holding me prisoner.
Yes.
So that I can meet Bail. And everyone's like, shh. Nobody asks why. And Rand does not tell anyone why.
Oh, yeah,
which I think is so funny. Because can you imagine, he's like, all right, so you're going to tie me up. And people are like Star Wars?
Star Wars.
You know that you're the king of this land. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can open a portal in the castle. And he's like, no.
Well, and for some reason, he says it's because
I know.
hoping Elaine
we
was
know
there.
why.
But I don't understand why that would make a difference.
He doesn't want her to know that he's there. So he wants them to sneak him in as a prisoner in case Elaine is on the throne so that she doesn't know that he was ever there.
But what?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, anyways. And then, he brings...
I'm not saying it's a great plan.
And then...
I'm just saying that that's what the plan is.
Yeah, he makes the Ashman wear not a black jacket so that he can leave him there and nobody will know that he can channel. Which, that is smart.
Logicell says from an AMA on Reddit, a user asked, how are you thinking of showing the range of emotions and other things that Perrin is able to smell? Does Marcus have a special nose acting coach? And Rafe Judkins responded with, he actually genuinely does, huh?
All right.
Interesting.
Wild.
I'm not against that. I don't think that, I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's really interesting. I don't know why you would need a nose coach to do that.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
Like, is he gonna have like specific nose motions for different emotions?
But like, how would somebody become a nose coach? Is it someone with a really good sense of smell?
I don't know. How does someone become an influencer? Like, jobs are meaningless.
Yeah.
Jobs are stupid.
Crazy.
Jobs are dumb, guys. Be unemployed.
What? Yeah, that'll work well for you. Thanks, guys.
So Rand comes up with the dumbest fucking plan I think I've ever heard.
I just don't really understand it, but
but like, what happens if some guards are like, okay, we need to take you to the queen, or what if like anything like it's one of those things where you're like, excuse me, sir, you want to pretend to be a prisoner sneaking into a castle, but not being taken to where we take prisoners? We're gonna take you to the chamber of not the queen, but of these. It's not a great plan.
I don't really understand the motivation.
So I guess it's a good plan.
For it, yeah. But he meets with Bail and he meets with Bashir. And, of course, those are not the only people that are there because you bring your wives along, obviously.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole party. There's a dinner party happening.
Yeah.
Rand crashes a dinner party.
Basically.
And Rand is like, yo, everything good? And they're like, yeah. You know, Dialin's being a lot, and Rand's like, did she take the throne?
And he's like, no, actually, she's murdering everybody else who tries to. So, that's cool.
But, like, when Dyelin murders women, it's fine.
Because they're going against Rand.
Yeah. But Kyrian can't murder women who go against Rand, but it's fine when Dyelin does it because Dyelin is a woman? Does Rand want Elaine on the throne because he's comfortable with a woman sending women to be hung, but not a man sending a woman to be hung?
No, I don't think that's it.
Well, we find out that Dyelin had 2 women hung.
Yeah. Or 2 women?
Alenia, actually, I don't know if Nayan, but Alenia is a woman.
Yeah. I thought that was a guy, but maybe I'm incorrect.
And we find out that Dyelin is basically like, if you're against Rand, we will imprison or murder you. And I'm like, God, maybe Dyelin should be queen.
She's great. She's a really fascinating character.
Give Elaine Kyrian, or give Dyelin Kyrian and have Elaine, because is Elaine going to be able to run 2 countries? I don't know.
People do it all the time.
But like, what people do it all the time?
Well, lots of like political marriages are so that you can combine 2 kingdoms. In fantasy settings.
Sure.
Is what I mean.
I think in real life, I was like, what person is running 2 kingdoms? And all the time part is wild.
No, I just mean like that was a thing.
Elaine could pull it off because she can travel, right? So Elaine can bounce back and forth, but
I honestly, here's the thing. I don't really know why, like, in The Lord of the Rings, Denethor is, like, the steward to the throne.
Of Gondor.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't just have Dyelin run things, because she is very clearly loyal to Elaine, and therefore to Rand as well, and what he wants for the throne.
Because when Rand left last time, he didn't know that he could trust her. I think that is what is going to happen now.
Oh, you think he's going to, like, be like, you are it until Elaine gets here?
I don't think Elaine is ever going to be Queen of Andor.
At this point, yeah, I
think Elaine is like, nah, I'm good. Dude, I'm going to go. I have my own shit to do.
Well, the thing is she can accomplish a lot as being the Queen of Andor that would really help Rand and the cause.
She doesn't care. Elaine, as much as I love her, is so far up her own ass that she thinks that she's right all the time. Which is why, like, I don't know she's going to be the best queen. Like, Elaine needs to be humbled a little bit, I think, to be a good queen.
Yeah, although Elaine, I know people talk about her walking around with her nose in the air, but I actually think that Elaine has some really great insights on people and understanding them at, like similar, like, I get you level. Like, I don't, like, she never feels like she's super above everybody else. Honestly, Nynaeve does.
Every single character who interacts with Elaine in these books that we have a POV from says that she acts like she's above everyone else. In her POV chapters, I don't think it feels like that as much, but every single character whose POV is of Elaine is like, wow, she's snooty.
We only get POV chapters of people who are, like, pissed at her. Like, because it's Matt. We get that from Matt.
Yeah.
And we get that from Nynaeve.
And Gareth Bryan.
Really?
Don't we? Like, look, I'm not hating on Elaine here, but I am saying that, like, consistently the one thing we hear about her from every other character who interacts with her is that she's snooty and, looks down on people.
Yeah, but I never got that impression from her actual, like, actions. Like, I feel like she actually does a really good job of maintaining, like, I'm in the leadership role, but I am not above you as, like, a human kind of thing.
Okay, but the people that she's leading say otherwise.
But it's not. It's Matt, and it's Nynaeve. And those 2 people are very judgy. Like, Matt is, Arzu, thank you so much for that super
Arzu,
chat.
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry.
Rand, as long as I'm not personally responsible, women can die in horrible ways. Yes, exactly.
Pretty much, yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah, here's the thing. We only see Elaine from other chapters from the perspective, because when we get Min's perspective, Min doesn't think that Elaine is super snooty, right? It's Nynaeve who, we know how reliable her opinions of people are. And Matt,
I'm not disagreeing with those point of views. I'm saying that, like, it's also like Huron and Tom are roll their eyes at her because
no, she's a great relationship with them.
Now, yeah, Yeah, she has a great relationship with him, but I think they would both say that she's a little bit snooty. I think that you can be a good person, which I think Elaine is. I'm not saying she's not a good person. I think you can be a good person and also be a little bit snooty.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I think that she walks that balance of being in the leadership role and taking that role, but also still treating people as, like, valuable as people.
And I would argue that she... especially with things like being able to make terangrials and like being the first of things, I think that she thinks that she is right a lot. And I think...
everybody thinks that they're right. Every character is like, yes, I'm in the right. Everyone is the protagonist of their own story.
I don't know. I think that there are characters who are definitely better at listening to others than others in this.
Who in the Wheel of Time is a good listener?
I would argue Rand is. I would argue Rand has the most information and works with the most information, but Rand, and I think that this is Moiraine's doing, right? I think Moiraine taught Rand how to pay attention. Yeah, and I think that Rand genuinely takes what people say to heart. He makes his own decisions from them.
Yeah, okay.
But we have seen Rand change course because people have revealed information to him. And I think, like, with Anura, right, with this new Aes Sedai, like, the way that he treats her is different than the other Aes Sedai because of how she approaches him and what she says. So I actually think Rand, surprisingly, is a good listener.
Yes.
And Min, someone brings up Min.
Min also, yes.
Loyal's a great listener.
Yeah.
Tom and Tam are good listeners. The older characters are in Wheel of Time, the more they listen. It's almost like it's a wisdom thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, like, I do think that Elaine would be a great queen.
Oh, I think she would.
Yeah.
I think she needs 5 more years. I think she's too young and too headstrong right now.
Do you think she's going to be reunited with Morghese at all?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You do? You think she's going to see her mother again?
Either her or Gawain or Galad. One of them will see Morghese again. I don't know if it's Gawain or if it's Elaine.
I doubt it's Galad, but...
he makes the most sense to me.
Also, in the previous
Why not Galad? Aemon Valda might call all the White Cloaks back to Amadicia, right?
Okay, there was one thing that, like, struck me strangely. Okay. In the previous book, Morghese is trying to convince the nobles around her that Galad is only her, like, half-son and she doesn't really give a shit about him. But she is constantly asking Pedro Nile if she can see him. Yeah,
because she thinks that he would support her. Because she wants to...
I don't know. Those two things don't work together, so...
Just because he's not her favorite doesn't mean that she can't see the value in having someone who she loves around.
But she doesn't want people to think that she loves Galad so that he can't be used against her.
No, once you're in the White Cloaks, like, I don't think that that's an option, right? I think that they're past that point. Honestly, I think she knows it.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. It just was interesting that was her previous... that was how she was in the previous book, and then this book is just, like, a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Because Niall's like, she's asked that a bunch of times before, and it's not going to be the last time she asks that, so I just...
Here's my thing. I think that... before we move on from this, I just think that Elaine would be a good queen in the future.
Yeah.
I don't think right now she's in the best place to do it because she wants to be off on her own adventure.
Yeah.
Like, that is where her head's at. Mm-hmm. And she consistently chooses that over working with other people.
Well, it's tough because right now, problem number 1 is the weather. The weather is going to kill everybody unless it's solved. And so I think that Elaine just sees that as the number, like, she's ordering problems in importance. And that's number 1.
But she also views herself as the only person that can solve that problem, which isn't true. Like, Nynaeve could have gone off to do that, and Elaine could have gone to Andor to solve the host of other issues going on with Andor and Cairhien.
I guess, but her and Nynaeve are the only ones who, like, saw in Tel'aran'rhiod where the bowl is, and so...
I know, but I'm saying if she's going to be queen, she needs to learn how to delegate better.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
And the fact that they saw the bowl in Abu Dar, in the Tel'aran'rhiod, has not helped them find it.
Yeah, it's going poorly.
So I don't know.
Unfortunate.
I just think she wants to have this very active role in, like, the front line of this story.
Yeah.
And until she's ready to be more of a leader who, like, leads from a throne, she's not going to be the best queen. And I think that what we're getting is the story of how she gets to the point where I think she should be queen.
Yeah.
I don't think she should be queen right now, but it would be better for everyone if she was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that Morgase is... And like, she shouldn't be queen right now, right? Morgase should.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, yeah.
Not that anyone should be queen or king. Monarchies are dumb. That's not a commentary on anything. Yeah. Oh, there's more Aes Sedai and Caemlyn. They're hanging out at the Silver Swan.
Yep.
That will probably be important, maybe, or it won't. I don't know.
I'm sure it is going to be important.
Robert Jordan brings up random things like that all the time and then forgets about them. He says knowing it's not true. And Rand is like, yo, we're gonna go to war in Ilion, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah. I don't really understand. I'm not gonna lie. The plan for Ilion has been very confusing for me.
Has it?
Yeah.
They're attacking.
But
they have an army. They're going to war. But
I don't understand what the fake out was with Matt.
He needs to pull Samael to the fortresses at the front lines to the fight, because he can't attack Samael in the main palace in the center of Ilion. So he needs to pull Samael to the fight so that he can drop in and fight him.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know. The whole, like, Rand pulling a fast one with Matt and everything, I don't really understand how that is supposed to work, because you are gathering an army. I don't know. Yeah. I think maybe we don't have all the pieces for it yet, because right now it doesn't make sense in my head.
Goofy Warrior Guy says the biggest problem with the whole Lost Bull arc is that in Tarvalon they can just imagine themselves back into the room with the bull and walk outside and see where they are, but nobody remembers. No, they can't go back. No,
they already asked for the need once.
Yeah, and so they can't just follow the need back to it.
Yes, they did it once and they wasted it.
Yeah. One thing about the Ebu Dar storyline that surprises me is that they're not looking for the bull in Tel'aran'rhiod. Why would you search during the day? Why would you put yourself at risk when you could just search at night? There's no real reason for them to put themselves at risk by, like, actually walking those streets. They could sit in the palace and, like, hang out all day and then search Tel'aran'rhiod at night, and they wouldn't have to, like, break into people's houses because they can do whatever they want. No one can stop them. Like, that's one of the questions I have, is where I'm like, why not just search when people aren't looking at you? You have, like, the ability to walk the streets all night, and no one can stop you entering any buildings. There's no rules. You have the run of the place. But during the day, it's dangerous. You have to use weaves to hide who you are. Things can go down. But in Tel'aran'rhiod, they can't. So I'm just kind of surprised. Like, why wouldn't you just...
searching in Tel'aran'rhiod?
Because they're like, oh, are we going to break into that house? Go to bed and search it in the dream world.
Yeah. Maybe they're worried about running into somebody in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Maybe. It feels like the safer way for them to do the search would be in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah, I did not think about that.
And also they could get into the buildings that they are currently looking at and being like, oh, there's a person there.
That they can't go into?
Like,
yeah.
There might be Black Aja and Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah.
Sure,
but they go into Tel'aran'rhiod all the time.
They do it all the time. Yeah.
So I don't know why now it's like a problem.
Objects aren't always around in Tel'aran'rhiod, only if they're moved around a lot. But when they found the bowl, it specifically said that everything was dusty because they've been there. So it's like...
Yeah.
Tel'aran'rhiod is also technically dangerous. Nynaeve and Elaine... Okay, you cannot tell me for one fucking second that Nynaeve and Elaine think about danger.
Oh, it's dangerous? Okay, we're not going to do it. Yeah.
Nynaeve is like, I am the danger. Nynaeve is fully, I am the one who knocks.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But, we know it's going poorly. They haven't found anything as of yet, or at least Egwene doesn't hear that they have, so...
I just feel like it would move faster because you wouldn't have to, like, sneak into buildings.
Well, you could search during the day and then search again in your dreams. Like, you could go double the time. So, yeah, I don't know.
Sis Army says, so they find it in Tel'aran'rhiod. What's next? How do they figure out where that is? What do you mean? They just, like, walk from the building to the palace in Tel'aran'rhiod and they remember the path.
Yeah. 7 turns to the left and then a right and then 60 paces down the road.
Yeah, it would just be easier.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. So, let's move on to chapter 8. Is there anything else in chapter 7 we missed? Anything important? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Chapter 8, the final chapter of our reading of the week. We're at 2 hours and 9 minutes, guys. We're making good time for a book club. Egwene.
Let's go.
Egwene al-Viari is sitting with Siwan and Sheriam and Chisa, which is amazing. And I was like, why aren't they talking about the fact that Merrigan escaped or Logain? It's because Merrigan hasn't escaped yet, because this is happening before, which is confusing because we're like 8 chapters into this book and then suddenly we're going all the way back to like the epilogue of the last book.
This is like happening at the same time as that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this threw me off. I was reading this about 20 minutes before the stream started. I read chapter 7 and 8 in between 10 and 11 a.m. this morning because I did not finish my reading this week. Oops. So I was reading it. I was like, wait, what did I miss? Like, why? Everyone's chill. And then she's like putting the bracelet on. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is prequel. But I do like that Chisa's there being annoying.
Yeah, she's like, wow, it's super dark. I wouldn't ruin my eyes reading in this light.
And Sheriam's Sheriam's like frustrated with it.
Yeah.
And Egwene's like, she doesn't know that Chisa's here to piss her off so that I can get away with shit. And I was like,
brilliant.
Egwene, let's go.
I love it. I'm here for all of that.
I love it.
Because she's so sweet and funny. Like, her being in the scenes just makes them that much better. I very much enjoyed it. But, yeah, she puts the bracelet on. And Sheriam's like, oh, weird. I've seen Nynaeve and Elaine wear that bracelet. She's like, oh, yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah, they gave it to me as a gift when they left. And Sheriam's like, and I'm like, that's like the most rational
it makes sense.
Explanation possible.
It was just very funny that, like, Sheriam noticed it. Like, I don't know. It's very common knowledge that the 3 of them are very close, so.
Yeah, they're like biffles.
Yeah.
They're straight biffles. And they're worried about food. Egwene's like, we're stopping for one day. And Sheriam's like, we should do like 4 or 5. And Egwene's like, I will not strip bare the land of these people.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to fight them over their food. So we're stopping for one day, and then we're going to move on.
Yeah, Gareth Bryan knows what's up.
And we're going to hope that Nynaeve and Elaine pull this shit off, or else it doesn't matter. Everyone's dead.
Yeah, the sun is going to burn us all, so...
Yeah. I honestly think the world probably has 2 more months.
If it continued like that?
Yeah. Before the cities die. I mean, obviously, like, smaller farms will be okay, because you just need less food. But, like, the major cities are going to die soon.
Yeah, because there's just not enough crops.
Well, it just isn't water, right? Like, not even crops. But
it becomes the ideal waste everywhere.
You can't, if people aren't drinking water, like, they'll die, right?
Yeah.
And so... Yeah. Katarina Erno, thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
Appreciate that. And so, the rest of the chapter is kind of, we
learned...
Wait.
We learned something.
Big news. Go.
Egwene just turned 18.
Sure.
No, that was a revelation for me. Because I was like... I thought she was already, like, 19 years old in, like, book 1, and I was like, okay.
Cool. Glenn Peterson, thank you so much for that super chat.
Thank you, Glenn Peterson.
Robert Jordan seems to imply that using the Stone Ring to enter Tarvalon is addictive in some way. Egwene is initially possessive of it, and it turns Nynaeve and Elaine into Harridans who can't share a civil word in book 5.
I didn't think that was because of the Terangrials.
I never got the implication that had anything to do with the Terangrials.
Yeah.
Personally, I never got the implication that had anything to do with Tel'aran'rhiod, other than that they slept less because you don't get, like, real sleep when you're in bed. But that is an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't really feel like that has been laid out in the books, though, in a way that is obvious.
Yeah.
But if there might be stuff in the future that sets that up better.
Maybe.
It's an interesting reading of it, though.
Impression, but yeah.
So so the big news, which I thought you were going to share, but you wanted to go for a birthday. The big news is that Sawan ferreted out, and Egwene reveals to Sheriam that she knows that certain people within the salad bar Aes Sedai sent 10 Aes Sedai back to the tower to be spies. Yeah. And to reveal to them the truth of the Reds to try and like destabilize Aleda.
Yep.
They did not tell the other sitters of the High Council of Salad Bar because they're worried that some of the sitters might be Black Aja. And so Egwene basically steps literally standing over Sheriam and is like, I got you, bitch.
Yeah. Sheriam's like, let me take a day to just, double check with my buddies. And she's like, nope, right now.
Yeah. She's like, I got you. And if I were to reveal this, you're hosed.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah. The fact that now Egwene actually has something legitimate to hang over Sheriam is going to be a very interesting power dynamic. Because Egwene has been able to manipulate Sheriam to a certain degree where, she thinks that Sheriam has more power than she does. But because she has this, extra little, gotcha thing, I think this is the moment Egwene is going to start asserting more of her dominance as opposed to playing people off of each other, which was very funny to read. The whole, if there's one thing I can rely on, it's whatever Romain and Lalonda want, Sheriam will oppose.
Yeah, I like if
Romain?
Lalandi? If they say the sun is going up, Sheriam will say the sun is going down.
Yeah, and I was like, this is
but this moment of power of holding Sheriam's nutsack in a vice does not last because suddenly she feels pain through the bracelet that she put on conveniently. Yeah. Just in time to see that a man channels has touched, and I was like, oh, this is a prequel to the epilogue of last book.
And she feels like that moment of hope.
Romaine and lettuce.
Yes.
From the salad bar. Oh my god, this is perfect.
Okay, all right. Yes.
What a sad salad bar if it only has romaine and lettuce.
Well, I mean, we could call some of the other people.
Sheriam can be sherry vinaigrette.
Sherry.
Sherry baby.
Wow.
Sherry baby.
Oh, and
Sherry baby.
What's her face? Delana?
Won't you come out tonight?
Delana is the one who's being influenced.
Yeah.
By
Dill pickles.
Dill.
Who has dill pickles on a salad bar?
I don't know.
Delana, also, I like that Egwene is like, Delana's the only one I can trust. And I was like, Delana's a fucking evil witch.
That's why I brought it up, because I was like, oh no, this is going to go sideways.
They are the original Vitiga?
I don't know what that is. Chessa is the cheese. Let's go.
Oh my god, they do have cheese?
Yeah.
We've got sherry vinaigrette, and we've got romaine and lettuce. The salad bar is coming together! Oh, Vegeta. Oh, Vegeta? I read Vitiga, and I was like, Logixel, I don't know what a Vitiga is.
Oh, no, it was, you were correct.
Nerdy giving me Johnny Rockets flashbacks PTSD. Why do you have Johnny Rockets PTSD? Johnny Rockets is great. So yeah, sherry vinaigrette and romaine are still an extremely sad salad bar. That is true.
It's fine. We will keep adding to the salad bar as we...
Which is funny because they've left salad bar.
That's true.
Yeah, and then so Egwene basically is like, I need some air. She goes. Merrigan's not there. And it's basically just a replay of the epilogue from the last book.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I was sad that this is where the reading ended this week. I was like, no, I need to know what happens next.
Need to know more!
So next week, we will be talking about chapters 9 through... I want to start doing this a little bit earlier in the show because people always ask, because we do it right at the end and it doesn't make sense.
What?
I agree. We always tell what next week's chapters are going to be way too late in the show.
Oh, we should start saying that at the beginning.
Yeah, we should.
That is fair. Next week, we are going to be doing chapter 9
to 18.
To 18, so...
9 to 18.
9 whole chapters.
Also, Halima's the dressing. Next week, the week after that, I think, the chapter that was selected for our this month's audiobook reaction
Yes.
is going to be chapter 31.
31.
So keep an eye out on the YouTube. The week earlier in the week of that, we will be doing a full audiobook reaction to chapter 31 of this book. That was what the poll in the Discord won.
Yes.
If you are not in the Discord, you're missing out on being able to tell us what to do.
Yeah, I was going to say, come and hang out on the Discord because we've decided that once per book, we're going to react to one chapter that is selected by you guys. It's going to be 31 this time around. And if you want to be part of that discussion, then please, come on over to the Discord.
I want to change the name of one of our Discord channels.
Okay.
I want to change the name of the Wheel of Time Spoilers channel to the Wise Ones because it's Wise One business. They tell us what to do.
That's
and
fun.
we can't go in there. The Wheel of Time if you're in the Wheel of Time Spoilers channels, I just want you to know I think of you much like Rand views Amis and Sorlia. Well, no. So Sex Monkey is Sorlia, right? And then I think like Maturk is kind of Amis. Dakuna is Bayur, I guess. And then the rest of you, and then the rest of the people in there are the Wise Ones.
We've also got Ellen. Ellen is who is the I cannot remember any of their names now because we're talking about it. It's fine. You guys get it. But we are going to let's keep spoilers still in the title just for like new people.
Oh, I'm not actually going to change it because I think that it would be tough for people.
Oh, okay.
But like I want to change it. I don't think we should because I don't want people clicking in there who are like first time readers who are joining us on the adventure.
Yeah.
To go in there by accident.
Well, that's what I mean. We'll just put spoilers out.
They are the Wise Ones.
We'll put Wise Ones and then spoilers.
Okay.
You can, yeah.
I
love that. That is very funny.
Yeah.
Don't behave yourself, or you will get spanked. That's all I'm saying.
So, question, Clarus, for you. We've gotten through all the chapters. We're at the end of it. What do you think is going to happen in this book? What do you think the big final fight is? And is it Samael and Ilian? Is that what the thrust of this book is?
I think that's what's being set up. But I wonder if it's actually the Aes Sedai.
Oh, interesting. I think Samael and Ilian will definitely be a big part of this book. I think that moving the spears toward... The war is going to start, so I don't think there's anything that you could... I don't think there's anything you can do about it once that happens. Like, Rand is going to have to support his armies. Because if Rand doesn't show up for those armies in Ilian and his army gets crushed... I mean, it would be interesting storytelling, right? Because then you end up with a leader with nothing to lead. But I don't know. I feel like Ilian's going to be a big part of this book. Yeah,
I think it will be a big part of this book, but I think that Rand is going to fail at drawing Samael out. Because I think Samael knows that he's best when he is on the defensive.
But Samael also thinks that there's a peace between them. Like, Samael is under the impression right now that he and Rand have a truce.
No, I think that's just what he told Graendal to manipulate her. I don't actually think he believes.
I think he believes it.
Okay. I don't.
I do. I think he's going to be pissed when Rand attacks. I think he's going to view it... I think him and Rand are going to have a fight in this book where he's like, you broke our truce. And Rand is going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Rand literally told his messenger, no, go fuck yourself. His messenger exploded into a skin balloon.
I know, but I think that Samael views that as that they're going to have a truce.
Why would he view that?
Because Samael's... I don't know. He's a lunatic. But I think that... Yeah, I do think that... Rand and Samael are going to meet up, and Rand's going to be like, you violated our truce. And Rand's response is going to be like, we didn't have a truce. What are you talking about?
I think that's just what he told Graendal. I don't think that he actually believes that there's a truce.
We'll find out, probably in this book.
Yeah.
Getting spanked is not a threat. It depends on who's doing the spanking.
Yeah.
If I'm going to spank you, it's probably a threat, because I got big hands.
Another thing about, just very quickly, the reaction to the chapters.
Okay.
We do post the full thing on Patreon.
Yeah, join the patrons.
So if you would like to join the Patreon and watch our full unedited reactions to, obviously the videos that we do, but also when we do the chapters for the books, those will also be unedited up over there. Please feel free to come hang out on Patreon, because you also get to vote for the movie that we react to.
Yes.
Which the first one of that will be dropping soon.
If you are a patron, today you're going to get the full-length reaction to Warcraft. The edited version will go up tomorrow on YouTube. It's insane. Clarus didn't know who Glenn Close was. Despite... You have to watch it. The moment is incredible. It's something else. It really is something else.
Sure. Anyways.
So...
Hilo?
High-low.
Yeah.
All right.
We still got 2 sections left of this podcast.
I think the Aes Sedai fight is actually going to be I think the 2 Aes Sedai factions are going to fight, and I think Rand is going to fight Smail. I think that's going to be this
You think
book.
there'll be like 2 simultaneous battles?
Yes. And then I think that something's going to go down in Abu Dar to fix the weather, because the weather has to get fixed soon.
Yes, the weather.
Otherwise,
yes.
you're going to really push my willingness to buy that the weather can be this bad and that, like, cities exist.
No, and that's the thing. That is going to have to be solved, I think, before the end of the book even.
I think so too. Because otherwise, like, it just starts to become a little bit unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I really want to be able to, like, stay... I'm really enjoying the path we're on between this book, with the start of this book and the last book.
Yeah.
And I want to stay on that path with them.
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets to the point where it's been, like, 8 months since it rained, I'm going to be like, that's not possible. The cities would fall apart.
Yeah. No,
Like, Kyrie, all of the politicking would be non-existent because no one would live in a city, because you would have to spread out to survive.
I also think that Rand is going to have to deal with the fanatics in this book. Because they're just going around making things way worse.
Oh, Massima?
Yeah, he's going to have to come up with a way to deal with that, but I just don't know.
I don't think he does it in this book. I think that's next book.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think that will happen. I just don't think it's this book.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, highs and lows of the first 9, 1 prologue and 8 chapters of the Lord of Crown of Swords. I keep saying the Lord of Chaos. I'm not out of the Lord of Chaos brain yet. It's a good book. Lord of Chaos is my second favorite Wheel of Time book.
Yeah. I think... what is my high? Honestly, I think that my high for this section was Carl being like, I did it already. That's too bad. So sad. And Rand is like, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
I found that hilarious.
He's straight up like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah. So I think that is my high because it made me cackle.
Cool.
So yeah, that's my high.
My low. What's my low?
What's your guys' high-low?
Yeah, throw those in the chat.
Drop those in the chat.
My low is probably... That's actually really tough for this. Chapter 1. I feel like chapter 1 and 2...
Smelling.
The book could have started off faster.
Okay.
It was a really slow beginning. And I know a lot of the books have really slow beginnings, but I just feel like he doesn't... At this point in the series, I feel like they could start off a little bit stronger than this one did.
I don't know.
Especially because the prologue is so exciting.
Yeah.
And then you start chapter 1, and I feel like the motion of the prologue gets the book going, and then chapter 1 and 2 just kind of are like a stutter stepping.
I do think you need the perspective, though, of the like tinderbox about to ignite. That is Rand's army.
For sure. I think that there's a way that you can do that in motion.
Yeah.
Rather than spending so many pages kind of like literally sitting on a log.
Yeah,
right?
I think that's fair. But I do think what was done in that chapter is important. You guys are the worst. God damn it.
So then what's your low?
My low... I don't know. This is going to sound kind of like silly, but I don't know what the hell Savannah is playing at. Like her plan...
Savannah doesn't make any sense.
Her plan is insane, and I think she's interesting, and I think she's well written and everything like that. But I look at her and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what?
That's fair.
Like, this is gonna go terribly. How? Yeah, it's weird because it's like a low, but I don't think it's like bad. Does that make sense?
It's just weird.
Yeah.
I chalk it up to like, I don't get the IL.
Yeah.
And then my high, it's pretty easy for me, actually. I think my high is the death of Pedronile. Not because I, like, loved it, because I think the world's actually better off with Pedronile in charge than Eminvalda, but
it was like, oh, shit.
It was genuinely a surprise in a way that I was like, oh, wow, in a prologue. Like, because the prologues are usually pretty tame. They're usually, They're usually long and setting up a bunch of people's opinions.
Isn't the previous prologue the one where we went straight up to Shia Ghul?
To talk to the Dark One, yes, but like nothing happens in them. It's usually place setting. Like this is the first prologue where an event that, like a world changing event happens on screen. Right? Demandred going to Shao Ghul
Right.
and being told to let the Lord of Chaos rule is nothing happens.
Yeah. Right.
In fact, Demandred goes to Shao Ghul and the devil is like, hey, just chill out for a bit. Is kind of what happens in that prologue.
I guess.
And so Demandred doesn't act.
I guess there weren't like events that happened, but I did think it was very exciting.
I'm not saying it's not exciting.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the previous prologues have always set up where our non-POV characters are kind of at in their lives.
Yeah.
And like the direction they might be heading at in, it's always teased at things.
Yeah.
But it's always been more about teasing. This prologue has the leader of the White Cloaks assassinated in the prologue.
And then nobody finds out about the Sanshin.
They are very different, right?
Yeah.
Like in terms of action. I don't think Demandred going to Shao Ghul is filled with much action.
Okay.
It's fascinating. I loved it.
Yeah.
Not complaining. But they're very different, right?
Okay, that's fair.
Book 1 prologue is nonsense. Until later, right? Book 1 prologue doesn't mean anything as you're reading it. You're like, wait, what? I remember reading the Book 1 prologue and being like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm lacking so much context right now.
It was cool, but yeah, it was definitely...
But it's meant to be.
Yeah.
It's meant to not... You're not supposed to understand the Book 1 prologue.
Yeah.
Right? It's very intentional the way that it's structured. This is storytelling in the prologue where it should just be a chapter.
Yeah.
And
all right.
I loved it.
Yeah, you're right. We do get a huge battle. Granted, it's a battle that we've already seen.
Yeah.
We get a huge battle. We get, Alviarin learning how to travel, which is also a big event. We get, Pedronile dying. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, big things that happen to, like, push things forward in the prologue this time around. So I think that that's fair. No, the book one prologue is great and well done, and I see why they did it that way.
Oh,
but
it's
when
fantastic.
it's the first thing that you read, it's kind of like, whoa, what?
I agree with James Ross. Book 1 prologue is much better on the reread. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's built for you to go back at the end of book 1 and reread the prologue and be like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nemsi brings up that Forsaken were resurrected in the last prologue, but that's it. They were just like, okay, you're alive now. That is setting up a tease for what is going to happen, but it isn't an action in and of itself that affects our characters. Does that make sense?
Yeah, where do you think Osengar is? We know where Arengar is. Where do you think Osengar is?
Black Tower, probably. Right? Maybe it's Deshiva. Maybe Deshiva is Osengar.
No, because Deshiva's mad. Deshiva's insane.
Or he's pretending to be insane.
He can make his emotions smell a certain way. He wouldn't know Perrin would have that ability.
He died and was brought back by the devil and put in a body that's not his own. He might smell like all kinds of weird shit.
I guess, but I don't agree.
Also, he was wearing fucking, like, a leather, like, kink outfit to war in the first book. That man's probably a little bit crazy. He might not be crazy by the taint. He might be normal crazy.
Gregory says last book you said it was Josh. I think it could definitely be someone in the Black Tower. I do not think it's Shiva.
Wait, didn't Josh die? No, Josh didn't die. Ken died.
Ken died, yes.
Yeah, Ken died.
Justice for Ken, please.
Ken should have gotten a full episode 6 style burial in the prologue.
Oh my god, poor Ken. We need to make those shirts. Well, before we get into everyone's favorite section, that's it. Do something nerdy tonight.
Oh, yeah. If you like and subscribe, do all those things, follow us around the internet. I'm at Nerdy
Like this video. This is the first time. Smash that like button, guys. First time we said it this whole video. This is an absurdity.
Yeah, you know what we haven't said for the first time this video, though?
What?
This podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is where you listen to books instead of read them because many reasons. There's a lot of reasons people listen to books. One is that it is hard to hold a book and ride a bike. But if you want to read a book while riding a bike, try audibletrial.com/nerdynightly.
That's a great one.
If you want to read a book and drive, I recommend Audible because reading and driving is dangerous.
And illegal.
Yeah. If you want to read a book and fly a plane, I think they mostly have autopilot, so you're probably good on that one. I think a lot of pilots probably read books. If you want to read a book...
I don't think so.
On a plane... Oh, no. You know what's a good one? If you want to read a book on a plane that's flying at nighttime, and you want to turn on that fucking light, and you want to be the one person on that plane who has their
on?
goddamn light on,
and you're in the middle and people on either side of you are trying to sleep,
get Audible. You're a monster. You're an absolute terror.
Hey, you do what you gotta do.
If you turn that light on in the middle of a night on a flight, I will find you, and I will use a very particular set of skills, and I will end you. Those lights are there by accident. They are a failure of the airlines. Do not dare turn your light on a plane at like 3 o'clock in the morning. If it's like 6, fine. I'll deal with it. But if it's the middle of the goddamn night, if you're flying New York to Tokyo and it's a 13-hour flight and everyone is sleeping and you turn your goddamn light on to read a book, go to audibletrial.com/nerdynightly and don't do that.
Audible, because you can't hold a book and wipe with both hands. All right, fine.
Nobody wipes with both hands. Nobody is doing this.
Not unless it's Smut Corner.
Or what do you like roll up the toilet paper and then like squeegee yourself front to back?
That's not what a squeegee is. A squeegee is the thing.
Nobody wipes with both hands.
I agree. Thank you, Audible, for still being a sponsor and not dropping us.
Oh my god. It's only because they haven't watched our show. There is no look, guys. We have some sponsorships coming up on other videos. Please, on Monday, watch our House of the Dragon video as fast as you see it go up, because the video will be sponsored.
Yes.
And if it does really well, we'll get more sponsorships. Yes. So like, help us out.
It's good for us.
If you've ever been like, hey, like I want them to make money, but I don't want to give them my money. How can I help? Watch Monday's House of the Dragon reaction.
Please.
Just put it on. Don't mute the YouTube video. Mute your computer and let it run all the way through.
Yeah.
At like 0.5 speed. And like the video and leave a comment on Monday. It would help us so much. But watch the ad that we're filming for that, because it's actually going to be funny.
It is. We're putting a lot of work into it. It's going to be hilarious.
But nobody wants to actually sponsor the book club, even though it does pretty good numbers, because we're animals.
Yeah. This is our life now.
Ben Kelly wants to know what the sound of one-hand wiping is. Ben Kelly, if you don't know what the sound of one-hand wiping is, I'm really concerned about the state of your asshole.
Blessed silence. I've never... what does wiping sound like? You can't hear that. Your ears are up here. Your butthole's far away. No one's got their ear up to the toilet. I'm sorry.
Your ears are up here. Your butthole is far away is...
Usually.
The funniest thing you've ever said.
That I've ever said? Wow.
No. The funniest thing was, Glenn Close, like from Dungeons and Daddies.
All right. Anyways, everybody's favorite moment. Go follow us, Nerdy Nightly. Follow us around the internet.
Your ears are up here. Your butthole's far away.
So, so Smut Corner. Where would you add a 60 in this section of the Wheel of Time is what we're talking about. God, no one's gonna ever want us to be guests on anything ever again.
We were well behaved on the wheel reads.
Guys, we were.
We were well behaved.
Please give us some thumbs up in chat, because we were very well behaved. And
they said dirtier stuff than we did.
That's true. That is true.
Oh my god. I don't know. Smut Corner's tough on this one because everyone is like recovering from like war.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perrin and Fael definitely fuck, but that's not adding sex. That's Robert Jordan was straight up like, and then they fuck. I
think that Savannah also uses her boobs to convince the other wise ones not to like tattle on her. You know?
Yeah,
like,
she performs a little group cunnilingus to like keep everyone on her side.
She's like, guys, I got them titties. And if you haven't seen them yet, although they have sweat tents, so they probably all have. But she's like, you can touch it. If you lie for me, you can touch the boobie. And they're okay.
Do you think Perrin and Fael are like, they're not ready to have kids, so they do anal to try and like stop her from being pregnant?
No, I think Fael wants like 72 children, and her mom.
They're like at war though. I think they're like.
No, I think Fael wants.
She's ready to pop them out.
Yeah,
okay.
The way that she talked about what her mom was saying in the previous book, I think that she wants the little wolves running around.
This is tough. I think that like Min and Rand aren't ready yet. But I think that Min and Rand will have a sex scene in the next thing.
I mean, Min is ready.
No, they're like, the problem is that this is such a condensed little story that we've told here, and everyone is exhausted and, like, upset. How do you feel about knowing you just inspired hundreds of people to listen carefully next time they wipe? Pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it, Monkey. Thank you for that super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
I hope everyone listens when they wipe.
God, I can't. No. Mm-mm. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I want...
Here's the thing. I think that next week we'll have a lot of smut corners. It's just that this week is a tough one because, like,
yeah,
where do you add it?
Where do you actually? Yeah, we already had smut in the actual book.
The only smut corner that I can think of is everyone gets laid when they get back to Kyrian, not just Perrin and Fail. That is like everybody who gets back. It's like a big group
orgy because they're like, hey, we're alive. Yeah, okay.
I think that some of them are like, hey, we missed out on the festivities of New Year's Day.
Oh.
Can we touch some titty?
We never talked about the fact that the Gaishan Shaido are running around fully nude because there's no white clothes to give them.
I don't know why that's worth bringing up. That's totally normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally normal.
Nothing there.
Yeah, I'm not looking, I swear, Perrin. Oh my God. Alviarin and Eleda, yeah, if they just bone down, honestly, it would relieve a lot of tension between the two of them, I think. There's just some, like, angry
still
sex.
Working for the devil. So,
sure. But I think Eleda would feel better. You know?
Oh, guys, I think I figured out who Masana is in the White Tower.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the cook. What's her name? Lisa?
Not Lisa.
Lyra?
No.
Lyra?
No. The one who helps Swan escape, who really likes Min.
Starts with an L. I think she is Forsaken.
God, I hope so. We talked about that, though.
Laris. Thank you, Perry Wolf.
Yes. There we go.
I think Laris is Forsaken. I think that's why she helped Swan and Leanne escape, because she knew that it would sow division among the Aes Sedai. And so I think that Laris is... and I think that's why she was fucking with Min so hard. Because she was, like, actually fucking with her. So I think that Laris is... either Masana, no, probably Masana, not Semirhaj. I don't think Semirhaj would do it.
Yeah, and the thing
Lapras.
the thing as well is that Alviarin cannot feel Masana's ability to channel. So that's...
She's inverting the weeds.
Yeah, that's why I think that she's in the tower disguised as like a servant as opposed to an Aes Sedai. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because otherwise she'd be like way too
Laris
powerful.
was Lanfear. Guys, this is a good time for me to announce... something that I've been meaning to tell you for a long time.
Oh, great.
Right at the end of the podcast is that I am actually Lanfear. So. Boo!
Damn it. This is a problem because I'm actually Lanfear.
What? No!
Got him. Y'all, thank you so much
That's the end of the podcast.
an
What's
amazing book club. We missed you guys. I'm sorry this was very chaotic. I feel like we were slightly more chaotic than usual, but
I feel
not
like
that much
I'm not
more.
gonna lie. I feel like these chapters didn't have a lot in them, and so we added chaos. I honestly, like, I think the beginning of this book was a little slow.
Yeah.
Except for the prologue, and like the coral decrowning was pretty cool, but a lot of the else is just like stuff that we
it's set up. Yeah. It's
so
set up.
I feel like we're always more chaotic when there's not like more fun shit for us to like.
Yeah, because we don't feel the need to like really get through the stuff. We're allowed to. Mm-hmm.
Lars is Sauron.
Ah, there it is.
But who is Adar? We're gonna go watch Rings of Power and find out, I think.
Actually, yeah, we're about to go watch Rings of Power right now. So then watch the reaction when it goes up.
All right. Thank you so much for doing the watching of the show.
And for liking this video, because I know every single one of you did that, right?
Do something nerdy tonight, y'all. Thank you to our mods. Our mods are the best. Thank you, our mods. You guys kick so much booty. You're all so sexy and attractive, and you're smart and
kind. Well,
kind. Some of them are kind. Monkey isn't.